Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Survivor Series WarGames. And tonight, we are kicking it off with Team Triple H versus Team Drew McIntyre. Triple H's team is just full of absolute monsters on his side of things, trying to stack the deck against Drew McIntyre. McIntyre has had to fight and scratch and claw his way to the top here in WWE. He finally was able to break through years and years ago from being King of the Ring to WWE Champion. Drew McIntyre has certainly had some massive wins in his career. Will tonight be another one, defeating Triple H's crew? And for Drew McIntyre, I mean, you're going to have to rely on Javion Evans, Ricky Saints, and Trick Williams to get this job done. But this isn't, your ordinary 8-man tag team matchup. This is the traditional Survivor Series 8-man tag team match where it's eliminations. So they're going to have to work together to just do that. Big E lost to Trick Williams recently on NXT, and Karrion Kross ended up losing on SmackDown, or I should say NXT as well, losing that matchup, a hard-fought matchup against Drew McIntyre. Certainly, Karrion Kross, though, did pick the pieces of Drew McIntyre. He would attack McIntyre from behind, sending him a message, and you can know for sure McIntyre is not going to be 100%, but McIntyre has been able to pick up those wins in those matches. But now McIntyre is going to have to rely in this 8-man traditional style Survivor Series matchup. We would like to thank you guys so much for tuning in, ladies and gentlemen. It is going to be a great night of pro wrestling from top to bottom. You're going to see traditional Survivor Series matches. You're going to see Survivor Series War Game matches. You're going to see champion versus champion matches. What is going to give tonight? We have plenty of celebrities in the house tonight. We'll definitely show them on camera once we get there. But certainly, we'll like we said, it's a packed house. It is a sold-out venue. A lot of stuff going on here live tonight for Survivor Series War Games. And now here comes the big man, Big Bronson Reed. Bronson Reed picking up a win on NXT recently by defeating Ricky Saints via the Tsunami. And for Bronson Reed, he was playing a little bit of mind games, a little bit of disrespect with Ricky Saints, and Bronson Reed took it to his advantage, would win with a Tsunami to Ricky Saints. And we'll see if Ricky Saints is even close to 100% after eating a Tsunami on that Wednesday night. And man, just a little bit of this. Let's look at the stadium, ladies and gentlemen. Just a sight to see. Absolute beautiful crowd here tonight in the stadium for this Survivor Series. And I know I keep saying it, but the changing of momentum, everything tonight, Survivor Series changes, heading into the Royal Rumble, ladies and gentlemen. A lot of stuff going on. Certainly not only carrying momentum, but what does it look like coming out of Survivor Series for Raw and SmackDown? Who gets championship opportunities? Does the results affect what Royal Rumble is going to look like as well? I mean, time's going to tell. It's going to be absolute bedlam. A lot of craziness, a lot of combustible elements. As here comes the prize fighter Kevin Owens, who did lose on Friday Night SmackDown. Did pick up a win on NXT though, defeating Javion Evans. But we'll see how Kevin Owens fares tonight. That Javion Evans matchup, but like I said on NXT, that was one of the better matches I've seen in quite a while. Especially for Kevin Owens and Evans. That was the first time ever they faced off with each other. That was a very impressive matchup between both men. And certainly Javion Evans still out here to prove what he can bring and how he can stand with the WWE roster. Certainly showcased it well, especially against one of the top men in WWE, that being Kevin Owens. And we got all of Triple H's team out here now. We wait for the rest of Drew McIntyre's crew to make their presence known, as here comes the young OG, Javion Evans. Like we said, impressive matchup with Kevin Owens. We'll see how this match will really affect his trajectory there in NXT. Certainly looking to go after that NXT championship right now. Ethan Page is the NXT champion. He'll be defending that championship at NXT Deadline in just a couple weeks' time, taking on Santos Escobar, the leader of Legado del Fantasma. Certainly a lot of things are going to be changing when we get back to NXT 2 eventually, with obviously the build-up to NXT Deadline, and then obviously with that build-up will eventually get us to the NXT Stand and Deliver side of things. So a lot of great things coming our way on the road to the Royal Rumble and a road to WrestleMania. And now up next here is a man that has been impressive ever since joining here in NXT, Ricky Saints. And I mean, I thought he held his own early with Bronson Reed. Reed obviously just got in the head of Ricky Saints. I don't think you can really say that loss is really going to affect Ricky Saints. I mean, certainly you got to be ready for anything when you're dealing with the likes of Bronson Reed. But hey, you know, still early in his NXT career, and we'll see if he can make NXT his. You know, he had his moments there on the independent scene, eventually coming here to NXT, and he's looking to make the most of it. And something about this crowd in Canada, they love this man. Something about him. He's got that look. He's got the microphone abilities. We'll see if he can put it all together here and help tonight pick up the win. And hey, you never know what Adam Pearce might do. He might, you know, give them some rewards. I think when you reward superstars based off their performance, especially when there's competition against Raw and SmackDown, I think that's great things to see. And you know, that's what we've seen in years past over and over again with these general managers. They reward their superstars, which is a great thing, but you never know what it's going to look like, especially when you have the WWE chairman Triple H involved in something like this. Then you got obviously the GMs a part of other things as well. As here comes Trick Williams looking to whoop that trick here tonight. Trick Williams had a big win over Big E recently on NXT, certainly showcasing why he still belongs, should be on the main roster. Not saying that NXT is not part of the main roster, but certainly a lot of people believe NXT is the I guess you could say the breeding grounds for the main roster, where where NXT builds up the younger talent, and then eventually years and years later going up to the main roster. But I think there's plenty of big time names here in NXT, like the likes of a Trick Williams, and Ethan Page, a Tiffany Stratton, a Roxanne Perez, and I could go on and on. But I'm ready for this match at the start. Ever since this match was announced, I've been really looking forward to it. The build-up, the drama, everything that has come into the store. Triple H getting in the way, trying to block anything that McIntyre has done, and it's about to come to blows in this traditional 4 versus 4 Survivor Series match. And here comes the team captain for NXT, former NXT champion briefly before losing it on the episode of NXT where Triple H was the special guest referee. Toronto, Canada is ready for this man to claim more, kick his way to victory tonight. Will this be the last time we see McIntyre in NXT? You know, Adam Pearce addresses it. He said, hey, you know what, if Drew McIntyre, this is his last time in NXT, you know, we enjoyed your time here, but hey, you know what, if you happen to lose, we'll gladly have you back, and we'll have you lead NXT into the future. So we'll you know, there's a left path and there's a right path. Where are we going to go? Are we going down the path of returning to NXT? Or are we taking that right to the main roster once again. I don't think I see anyone sitting. Everyone is enjoying this. They know how big this match is for Drew McIntyre. As the matchup is officially started, ladies and gentlemen, Javion Evans, Big E kicking us off here. Who will be the very first elimination tonight? Part of this Survivor Series match is a springboard clothesline. Just a glancing blow to Big E's head there. Didn't get all of it, but he got all of that second time around. And for this type of matchup, the question is, what is your strategy going into this? Especially, you have four just absolute monsters on the other side. They're maybe not the biggest of superstars in the terms of, like, you know, weight and other stuff, but you know how they use their effectiveness and how they are in the middle of the ring in terms of being cowardly, underhanding, willing to do anything in their power to get the results that they want. That's top notch. Kevin Owens, a prize fighter, sold his soul to the final boss. Karrion Kross, we saw him talking to The Rock before. Nothing has been said about that interaction, but there's some hinting at possibly maybe Karrion Kross, an alliance, or, you know, maybe something with the final boss. I don't know. Until they say something on camera about it, you just never know. And then Bronson Reed. Certainly, I would believe, since 22, 23, 24, and 25, these last 3 to 4 years, I would say, ladies and gentlemen, certainly it has been the years of Bronson Reed, just in the terms of big matches that he has won over those times. Multi-time champions throughout his career. Intercontinental champion, $1 million champion. Any championship that he sets his eyes on, Bronson Reed has had it. And I honestly think once he sets his eyes on that championship there on SmackDown, ladies and gentlemen, if it happens to be, let's say, that WWE championship, obviously a world championship, I mean, who's going to stop him, honestly? Because you have those likes of CM Punk, Cody Rhodes, John Cena, and so many other big-time talent that we're going to see tonight here, a part of the Raw versus SmackDown matches. Bronson Reed, he's not going to fear him. And very well, he would be obviously the one I would say that would be favored in those matches. But we'll see how the future's going to hold, man. I can't really wait to see how that's going to fare. His Cross, ooh, big elbow right across the chin there of Javion Evans. And certainly Cross, he's a former undisputed champion here in WWE. Oh, big kick to the skull there. Evans bringing the fight to Karrion Kross, former undisputed champion. Even though it was only for about a month before losing it to Cody Rhodes, certainly Karrion Kross has to absolutely still hold that reign close to his chest, but obviously he wants to have a longer reign, but certainly he has to get back into title contention. As Ricky Saints bringing the fight to Karrion Kross here, staying on Karrion Kross. That's a great idea. You got to keep him his back on the mat, work the legs, just work every limb in the body if you have to slow down Karrion Kross. As now Ricky Saints going high risk here, the high risk district. Oh goodness, a flying headbutt there from Ricky Saints. That is not going to be feeling too good. And now we get Trick Williams into this matchup. Could we be seeing our first elimination here tonight at Survivor Series? And talking about Survivor Series, ladies and gentlemen, we have ourselves a wild night coming up later on tonight. We'll see our first WarGames matchup of the night. It will be the OG Bloodline versus the Bloodline tonight. The OG Bloodline consists of Roman Reigns, the Usos, and the honorary Sami Zayn, taking on the likes of the new Bloodline, The Rock, Solo Sikoa, Jacob Fatu, and Tonga Loa. That will be the very first WarGames matchup, and I believe, if I'm looking at my match card correctly, that should be up next. Also later on tonight, we're going to crown a new champion, ladies and gentlemen. You are hearing that right. A new women's tag team championship will be on the line tonight. It was vacated due to releases, unfortunately. People leaving the company, not renewing contracts and whatnot. It does change the trajectory of it. As Big E looking for the big splash here. Ooh, big splash right there to the ribs. Drew McIntyre right there to break it up, though. And certainly with the first elimination in this matchup, ladies and gentlemen, it is going to put a lot of pressure, obviously, on that team that's going to be down a fall and down a competitor. So a big question on who exactly that's going to be. Big E, he's looking at a big ending on Drew McIntyre. Big E has him up. Big ending to Drew McIntyre. But McIntyre is not the illegal man. Big E, though, looking to put away Trick Williams. McIntyre's down and out. You have Trick Williams that's trying to get a tag to Javion Evans, and he does. Big E again targeting Drew McIntyre. Oh, but look at Javion Evans being right there, and a cutter to Big E. A cutter out of nowhere. Middle of the ring, referee is right there. 1, 2, ooh, 2.5. The matchup continues with no eliminations just yet. And now off the ropes we go. Showing that agility back and forth. Oh, nice drop kick. That got all of it. That pushed the neck and head area back. There, a Big E for sure is now Ricky Saints getting tagged in. And we'll see if absolute Ricky Saints can get the job done. Get the first elimination here tonight on this very big edition of Survivor Series. And big elbows again here from Ricky Saints. Into another one. Nice jumping elbow strike here. Ricky Saints going to allow Javion Evans once again to come inside the ring here. Going to maybe allow the first elimination. Is a big jumping elbow strike there. And I feel like in this type of matchup, ladies and gentlemen, you got to use your frequent tags. Just to, honestly, just keep your body fresh. And certainly if you're in a match too long, you're going to end up being eliminated. And certainly Big E right now being in this match a little bit too long, I would say. But I guess that's just me, ladies and gentlemen. It's Big E waiting for Evans to get in the corner. Here we go, Big E. Splash in the corner. Almost like a stinger splash. Big E now going to... Oh, I thought he was going to go for a pinfall. But now he's just going to quickly stomp away before going to the high-risk district. Big E with a Big E elbow drop. Right across the chest. All that weight of Big E coming down and just caving in the chest of Javion Evans. Let's look at Big E. What's he doing? Oh, is he turning this into the big ending? What a combination there from Big E. Pinfall. But look at Ricky Saints right there to break it up. Back and forth we go. And now Big E with the over-the-head suplex, making it look easy. Giving away 2-for-1 specials. He might be giving away 3-for-1 specials. Bam! And right in front of Drew McIntyre. McIntyre having to watch on here. Big E coming right after Ricky Saints as well now. Oh no, this ain't gonna end well for Ricky Saints. Oh, but the lower back. The lower back giving out on Big E. That might honestly be something to look out for, ladies and gentlemen. Big E about to pay for it. Back suplex. Evans going after Bronson Reed. Oh, no. Oh my goodness, what a DDT. And if you guys did not watch NXT last Wednesday night, certainly you had to watch that elbow, or not the elbow, but that DDT that Evans did to Kevin Owens. That actually helped Kevin Owens win the matchup. And you're probably thinking, how? Well, it woke up Kevin Owens, just pure adrenaline. Evans just hitting 2 beautiful DDTs on Reed and Cross. We'll see how that's going to affect and kind of slow down the competition here. Back inside the ring we go. Evans trying to use the ropes to his advantage there. Evans now going... Oh, I thought maybe a springboard attempt, just took way too much time. And now Big E with the overhead suplex. And Big E not allow Evans to at least get a tag here. Evans trying to fight out of the enemy corner, but he's going to eat a big power slam right into the corner. And now the prize fighter, Kevin Owens, former NXT champion in his own right, former Intercontinental champion, former tag team champion with Sami Zayn. Owens gonna go to the high-risk district. Frog splash from the high-risk district. But Evans, even though the ribs gotta be sore, he's full of pure adrenaline at this moment. And now Kevin Owens, big elbow strike right to the side of the jaw. And now look at this big boot of Kevin Owens just wrenching in right there in the neck. Just trying to slow down the breathing of Evans. And now Evans tags in Ricky Saints. Saints, could you imagine? Here we go. Looking for a Canadian destroyer here in Toronto, Canada. And now he's looking to eliminate Canada's own Kevin Owens. Is this it? Pinfall. 1, 2. No. Karrion Kross saves Kevin Owens from a possible elimination there. It seemed like it was going to be an elimination, but it turned out not to be. And now Team Drew McIntyre has to figure out what they need to do in this absolute position, as now Drew McIntyre is here. McIntyre looking to get some offense in here, but Kevin Owens going to make him pay for even coming inside this ring. And Bronson Reed, Mr. Tsunami himself, ladies and gentlemen. Big elbow. I thought maybe for a second when I saw him jumping up in the air, I thought maybe he was going to go for a splash. McIntyre and Bronson Reed do have a history back in the day when they were going at it for the $1 million championship. Bronson Reed has statistically had the number of Drew McIntyre. So McIntyre certainly knows, these guys know each other quite well. And McIntyre, just something about having to deal with Bronson Reed, he just absolutely struggled with. Wait a minute, McIntyre, future shock DDT to Reed. Is this a first elimination? 2. No, Reed kicks out just in plenty of time. And McIntyre's, okay. I thought maybe it's going to be Claymore Country time, but I'm going to decide to just keep it in his back pocket for now, when exactly he might need it later on in this matchup. And certainly Ricky Saints would love to send a message, but okay. Drew McIntyre going to get tagged back in the ring. Let's see if he gets a tag or... Nope. Setting up Claymore Country. Ricky Saints wants McIntyre to hit this. Claymore kick right in the enemy corner. Pinfall. Is this enough? No, Evans. Or not, I should say Evans, but Kevin Owens breaks it up. And McIntyre with a cheap shot to Big E there. Obviously, McIntyre having to deal with the likes of D-Generation X, who at one time Big E was a part of it. I mean, D-Generation X, this new look of D-Generation X that they had at one time, it just did not work out how it should have for that group. And it seemed like Drew McIntyre right there, ladies and gentlemen, was trying to go for a shoulder bump, and Bronson Reed grabbed the head and hit him with a headbutt. So it's just like running into a wall, ladies and gentlemen. As Karrion Kross with a Doomsday Saito suplex to the team captain. Is this enough? 2. Oh, I believe McIntyre kicked out just in time, but Evans was right there just in the nick of time to save the day. And Kross signaling the end is near. It's a big boot. Down goes McIntyre. And could you imagine if the first elimination is the team captain for Team Drew McIntyre? Is their captain Drew McIntyre? How crazy would that be? As Kross taken out briefly there, Ricky Saints, but Evans a little bit of a cheap shot in his own. I mean, these guys are technically within a disqualification venue here, but they still got to be careful, going to allow some stuff. Drew McIntyre coming around the corner. That maybe for a second, if Kross wasn't dealing with something, he could have just ran off Karrion Kross's head here. And now McIntyre, what's he thinking here? Ooh, nice set out powerbomb there from Drew McIntyre. Absolutely impressive. There is no count out in this matchup. These guys can go all over the place. Oh, goodness. Right into the side of the table into a German suplex, or back suplex, pardon me. very, very effective. If you're McIntyre, do you do another powerful maneuver, then throw him in? Because right now, Karrion Kross is taken out of the picture. He is down and out. McIntyre wasting valuable seconds here. Is Kross getting back up to his feet? And now Kross getting back into the ring, it looks like. McIntyre really not too sure what he wants to do. High risk from the top of the rope. I don't think that's the best idea, but hey, that jumping clothesline takes down Karrion Kross. Will Karrion Kross be the first elimination? McIntyre is blocking Kross. Kross sees it. Kross is trying to get over to the corner for a tag to either Big E or Kevin Owens, but somehow Kross is getting the upper hand now, going for the over-the-head suplex. McIntyre was able to reverse that briefly. We are still in this matchup, ladies and gentlemen, with still no elimination. And which is a great thing to see in the terms of the chemistry for both sides of things. They know, like we said, the first elimination in this matchup, it is going to put a hole in the other side. As Ricky Saints with a flying cross body, but Kross gets the tag to Kevin Owens, and now Owens looking to eliminate Ricky Saints here. Uh-oh, looking for maybe a Death Valley driver here possibly. Nope, that's a big neck breaker there to Ricky Saints. That ain't gonna be feeling too good whatsoever. Kevin Owens from behind, just big little axe handle, just trying to play around with Ricky Saints as much as possible here. Uh-oh. Oh, we've seen Kevin Owens hit this multiple times. That is absolutely vicious. Owens now, high risk, high reward. Swanton bomb. And Owens not going to go for the pinfall. He's looking to put the cherry on top of the sundae. Stunner to Ricky Saints. But look at McIntyre right there for his teammates. Not going to back down. McIntyre wants to win this matchup just like anybody else. Just stomping away on this young kid here. This is a great idea. You got to cut off the ring, especially to try to get your first elimination. Big E now from the second rope. Going to go high risk there. The big elbow right to the chest. Pinfall opportunity. Will this be enough? 2. Ooh, 2.5. Matchup stays alive still, as obviously this is a 4-on-4 traditional matchup. As a Big E going for the Big E splash, didn't work out, and now Saints is going to have to try to muster up some kind of offense, and a spear certainly will help that. Pinfall, but Big Bronson Reed, not going to allow that to happen just like that. And now Saints gonna go. Oh, okay. I thought maybe we were gonna go for a tag. Saints going for a knee strike. Big E moved out the way. Big E, what's he thinking? Oh goodness, big clothesline. As this matchup continues, ladies and gentlemen, these matches do tend to take a long time. As Ricky Saints getting busted open there. But like we said, these matches take a long time. So do the WarGames matches that we're gonna be seeing tonight. But a lot of these stories that we see in these matchups are going to affect what we see going on Raw and SmackDown coming up. It's a big flying shoulder tackle. Takes it to Ricky Saints. Trick Williams is here. And now Trick Williams. Uh-oh. Is that a big ending? That's a big ending. Trick Williams to Big E. But Kevin Owens right there to save the day. Owens is not going to allow embarrassment to the group. As Kevin Owens tossed over the top rope there. Could you imagine how that would have been for Big E to lose, to be the first elimination and losing to your own maneuver? It's all hell's breaking loose here at ringside. Drew McIntyre with that gut-wrench spinning power bomb there to the outside to Kevin Owens. Bronson Reed getting tagged inside the ring. Bronson Reed, Trick Williams in the middle of the ring. They are the two legal competitors. We got a 2-on-1 situation, or actually no, this is a 2-on-2 at ringside. Kross and McIntyre going at it, and Ricky Saints and Kevin Owens with the big Bronson Reed with the tsunami. Is that it? 2. No, Ricky Saints at the very last second realizing what was going on. And big Bronson Reed off the ropes. Boom! What a senton right to the ribs. That has to be it. But Bronson Reed, he ain't done playing. Alabama slam. No. Oh, goodness. Dropping him right on his neck. Pinfall opportunity. Referee is right there. 2, 3. Trick Williams is your first elimination. And now the other team is down to 3. McIntyre is going to have to dig out of the hole. He's going to have to rely on Evans, Ricky, Saints, and himself if he wants to get to the main roster. Pinfall from Owens trying to revenge his loss the other night, and McIntyre able to kick out. Just briefly, though. Owens off the ropes. Oh, going for, I'm assuming, a neck breaker of sorts. That's what a lot of superstars love to use in that situation, but McIntyre saw what was going on. Nice spine buster there from McIntyre. Now let's see what Drew wants to do. Does he set up a Claymore? Does he get a tag? Uh-oh. It's Claymore country here in Toronto, Canada, in the home of Kevin Owens. Big Claymore kick. Bronson Reed right in the ring, and so is Big E. So McIntyre is going to have to pick another time or do some more damage or something if he wants to get an elimination. McIntyre gets the tag to the young OG, Javion Evans. See if he can somehow get an elimination here. Back up to his feet. Oh my goodness, springboard cutter out of nowhere. Evans looking to get the first elimination, but Cross right there to save the day to avoid a elimination. And certainly Triple H's crew, I guarantee they're getting a boatload of money just to be a part of this. And uh-oh, look at this. Oh my goodness, what a combination from Javion Evans and Ricky Saints. That was absolutely brutal, and what we're about to see is going to be very brutal with a back suplex on the hardest part of the apron. But now he's going to have to deal with Bronson Reed here at ringside. Uh-oh. Bronson Reed with a big-time suplex here at ringside. And just when you think Evans and Saints and McIntyre are able to get back in this matchup, Team Triple H is just able to bring them down a peg. Kevin Owens back in the ring. He's fired up. Ricky Saints back up to his feet trying to get out there. Kevin Owens taking out McIntyre. Saints looking to put away maybe Kevin Owens here. Another tag team maneuver coming our way. Uh-oh. We're going to see ourselves a flying Javion Evans with a flying shoulder tackle. And now Evans, what's he thinking about? Springboard, frog splash. Right there to the ribs of Kevin Owens. Does Evans decide to go for the pinfall? This is a great opportunity, but deciding up against it. They're going to have to be more aggressive. You know, it's a 4v3 situation right now. You got to pick and choose when the opportunity is right, and you got to do it quickly. And now Ricky Saints looking to go high risk here. Saints, big time elbow across the chest. And again, Saints going to look to maybe eliminate Kevin Owens here, possibly. Saints getting in position. Gut wrench. Or no. Oh my goodness, what a beautiful maneuver there from Saints. Pinfall. Referee in position. 2. No, Owens kicks out. I'm surprised Owens kicked out. That was a brutal maneuver. That landing with almost like a DDT type of situation. A gut wrench DDT of sorts. Owens was able to stay in it. Now cutting off the ring, you could very well see ourselves in another elimination. McIntyre's going to have to go possibly all through 4 dudes to really get back to the main roster. And now off the ropes we go. A back body drop. Down goes Evans. Evans desperately needing a tag right now. Bronson Reed back inside the ring here. Trying to decide what he really wants to do. Back and forth we go. I'm just going to stomp away on the big man. And uh-oh. Karrion Kross, the ever dangerous Karrion Kross, getting tagged into this ring. Oh, and look at Ricky Saints and McIntyre like, get the hell out of my corner. Oh, goodness, that boot was stiff as all hell. McIntyre's like, okay, I'm going to do it myself here. McIntyre, going for a neck breaker, I believe. Should have just went for a Claymore, if I'm honest with you. And now Kross, what is he thinking about? Oh, goodness, that was flush. And if you know anything about... Oh, goodness, Doomsday Saisito to Javion Evans, and Karrion Kross looking to do anything in his power to take out the rest of the group. Certainly, taking out Evans, that will certainly do it. And Kross looking for the final prayer. That didn't work out in the favor. And now McIntyre, he's all fired out. Evans is knocked out like it's bedtime right now. But we are live in Toronto. You can't be knocked out now. As Kross rolls outside the ring, Evans being told that he needs to get out. And like we said, the Bloodline versus the OG Bloodline is coming up next. Very curious to really see how that's going to turn out, man. It is going to be absolute destruction. As Kross thrown right into the side of that announce table. We're about to get absolutely vicious very, very quickly. It's already been a hard-hitting match as it is. It's a big boot here at ringside. Devastation at its finest. McIntyre, oh goodness, a swinging of that leg right on top of the chairs here at ringside. And this is going to favor Karrion Kross. Look at these devastating strikes right next to this chair. Referee might want to come out here and grab Karrion Kross before anything else bad happens here at ringside. Using that side of the announce table, you might honestly just break it at this point. And again, Kross back-to-back times, and now, oh no, this is where Kross gets even more devastating. These forearm strikes to the back of the neck. Man, and Kross is fired up as he should be. He is ripping Drew McIntyre a new you-know-what here at ringside. And now Kross finally going to get him back inside the ring. Is McIntyre going to be the next elimination here at Survivor Series? What is Kross thinking? Does he go for the pinfall? No, he does not. Evans blocks a potential maneuver. I don't know what Kross honestly was going to be setting up there, but a big kick to the skull. Man, that is horrendous in terms of just trying to take it. And oh, look at that. Ricky Saints to Evans working great together in this matchup. They already had one terrific maneuver working together so far. Now Kross is down and out. McIntyre has not moved ever since being hit with that kick. Every time Kross has tried to go in that corner and try and set up something, Evans and Saints has not allowed that, and that is great teamwork. And off the ropes we go. Claymore country, knocking out Kross, but again Kevin Owens breaks it up. The last ditch effort for Team Drew McIntyre just continues to eat them up. There's a big elbow right across the neck area, right across the chest area of Karrion Kross. And McIntyre trying to decide what he wants to do. That certainly will help out. That just busted open Karrion Kross. And now into the corner we go. We're going to see some highly octane tag team action here. Going to take out Bronson Reed to get the back body drop real quickly. And I think if you're Ricky Saints, Drew McIntyre, maybe try to take out two guys at one time and then stay in the ring and make sure the other guy doesn't come in the ring so you can get an elimination here. It's just a numbers game at this moment, and Triple H's team has just worked quite well together so far. Oh, nice jumping forearm strike there from Evans. Looking to bring that high octane action as Ricky Saints now going to get thrown into action here. Big kick to the ribs. Ricky Saints building up some momentum. Big knee strike right to the temple. Pinfall opportunity. Will Bronson Reed be another elimination? Possibly. No. Of course not. Uh-oh. Ricky Saints with a suicide maneuver to the outside, and obviously, I don't know what was going through his head. Obviously, you're trying to get high risk. You're trying to get some momentum. But when you see Bronson Reed was already coming in the ring, my man, why would you do that? Because you're only going to hurt yourself even more. But look at Saints. He's coming right after Big E here. And a flatlining DDT to Big E. And now McIntyre will have an opportunity to eliminate Big E here. McIntyre, it is time to, work. I don't know. They really got to knock him off the aprons. Do some big time maneuvers and knock him off somehow. Trick Williams so far has been the only elimination for Team NXT. Triple H's team consists of 2 Raw guys and 2 SmackDown guys. And look at McIntyre coming right after everyone. And oh goodness, just throw him right off the apron, why don't you? And now, McIntyre, what's he thinking? Here we go, has him up. Sit out, power bomb to Big E. McIntyre being more aggressive here, it feels like. But yeah, I was going to say, you got to cut off the ring if you're McIntyre. You cannot allow Big E to be close to his corner. Big E with a big-time swinging power slam there. It's been a very rough matchup, ladies and gentlemen. We are nearing the 50-minute mark. We're getting close to the 50-minute mark. We've only had 1 elimination. These matchups do tend to be long ones, especially with some of these teams. Some of these teams are very smart, very smart on how they run things and breaking things up. McIntyre again looking for a Claymore right to the face of Bronson Reed. He got all of it. Karrion Kross inside the ring and breaks up another possible elimination. Triple H's team, ladies and gentlemen, has just been one step ahead of McIntyre in terms of breaking up pinfalls. Bronson Reed runs into a big boot from Javion Evans. Bronson Reed's in trouble. Evans, springboard, corkscrew, pinfall opportunity. But Big E breaks it up once again. And now off the ropes we go. Oh, okay. Little, I don't know if that was supposed to go after Big E there, but certainly you can see how bouncy Javion Evans is there. As again, Team NXT trying to stay in this matchup as much as possible. And I think for McIntyre's group at this time, you got to kind of hope there's an all-out brawl situation. Bronson Reed gets that jumping tag to Karrion Kross. And now Kross, he's looking for the final prayer maybe? Final prayer to Ricky Saints. Pinfall opportunity. 2, 3, and McIntyre just realizing at the last second there that they were in trouble, and now it is a 4-on-2 situation. And now another Claymore coming in the way of Triple H's gang here. Another Claymore. Will we see an elimination this time? Referee trying to get there. He took way too much time, and it cost them elimination. Rod Zapata probably getting money, because he could have literally stayed in the position he was at, and he could have counted. That should have been at least a 3 count, and Triple H's team should be a 3-on-2 situation, not a 4-on-2 still. I know Rod Zapata's just doing his job, and most of the time he's doing it, but right then and there, you didn't have to do all that. He wasted valuable seconds, unfortunately. Springboard cutter to Karrion Kross. Pinfall opportunity, trying to get there once again. 1, 2, 3. First elimination for McIntyre's team. Now we are down to 3-on-2. We'll see if McIntyre's group now, between him and Evans, if they can somehow get something going. Look at that. Oh, nice. Nice karate kick right to the temple of Bronson Reed. Now you're feeling that momentum. Maybe change a little bit here. And now Javion Evans. Oh, look at this. Able to pick him up with ease, it seems. Evans now springboard corkscrew through Bronson Reed. 1, 2, 3. Now we're down to 2. We got ourselves an even matchup now. Will we see a massive win for Team NXT here? Irish whip from Owens. Both men. Oh, nice spinning heel kick right to the temple of Owens. Evans is on fire right now. Certainly, this kid has a lot of potential. You're seeing it here tonight. And now a karate kick right to the face. But that might be all the juice that Evans had, ladies and gentlemen. Evans is down. Owens is down. Big E and Drew McIntyre watching on here. And McIntyre now going to get the tag. Now will McIntyre pick up the scraps here? Ooh, working on that knee. Great idea. You gotta bring that fight to Kevin Owens, the prize fighter, as now Owens gets hit with that jumping elbow strike. As now McIntyre gonna go high risk. He doesn't need to go high risk. Every moment is delicate in this situation. And now, oh goodness, that elbow cracked open the skull of Kevin Owens. And now Owens gonna look to get the tag. Here we go. McIntyre watches on as Big E gets tagged in, and McIntyre with a swinging maneuver power slam. And now McIntyre again. He's gonna fly. Owens is down and out. You can feel Team Triple H is dropping like flies. Pinfall opportunity. 1, 2. No, Big E stays in the matchup though. A 2-on-2 situation, ladies and gentlemen. All hell has broken loose. They have come back. We'll see how much more both teams can withstand right now. I'm on the edge of my seat, man. Anything is possible at this opportune time. As now, off the ropes we go into that nice clothesline there. Takes down Big E. We'll see if Evans can take down the big man. Evans now has him on the ropes. Irish whip off the ropes into a nice super kick right to the temple. But Big E, pure adrenaline in his own right, trying to get up to his own feet. Are we going to see the same thing? Nope, a little bit of different. Oh, Big E with a nice reversal there. And now pinfall opportunity for Big E. Are we going to see another elimination for Triple H's team? Yes, we do. Now it is a 1-on-2 situation here. Claymore! Claymore to Big E! Is this it for Big E? No, Owens right there saving the day for Big E and company here. And now McIntyre, he has to rely on himself here. If he can eliminate Big E, you got to believe this is a strong chance. Maybe he can deal with Kevin Owens. Pinfall. 1, 2, 3. Then we are down to a 1-on-1 situation. Claymore out of nowhere. Pinfall. 1, 2, 3. McIntyre's team has done it. Team NXT has done it. I am in shock in awe, ladies and gentlemen. It seemed like NXT was going to be in trouble, but somehow, someway, the actions of Javion Evans in this matchup essentially really helped this matchup really change in the trajectory where they wanted it to go. And obviously Evans, he got eliminated and left it into a 2-on-1 situation. Then you saw Drew McIntyre pick up the scraps, deal with Big E, then Kevin Owens, and walk out victorious. And now that means Drew McIntyre can choose whatever brand he wants to choose. He can go back to Raw. He can go back to SmackDown. The question is, which brand does Drew McIntyre sign to? And especially a pivotal time like it is, ladies and gentlemen, as we are obviously after Survivor Series, we are going straight to the Royal Rumble. And right here, the picking up of the scraps, Big E and Kevin Owens. What a win. McIntyre has got to thank Ricky Saints, Javion Evans, Trick Williams for putting up a hell of a fight for him. And I guarantee you McIntyre's paying for drinks and dinner tonight for sure. And I'm looking forward to seeing on NXT what Saints, Evans, and Williams may be getting.
The following is a men's WarGames match. The rules of the match are as follows. 2 teams will be contained in separate cages, with 1 member of each team starting the match. At regular intervals, alternating members from each team will be released to enter the match. The team with the advantage will be the first to have a member released into the match. Once all competitors have entered, WarGames officially begins. The match can be won by pinfall or submission. Exiting the cage will result in a forfeit. Now, let the WarGames begin!
And it looks like, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to kick us off with two massive stars in all of WWE. We are going to have the final boss, The Rock, the People's Champion, and we're also going to have the OTC Roman Reigns. Those two will kick us off in the first WarGames matchup of Survivor Series. This Toronto crowd, they are on their feet. I don't think I see anyone sitting down. The final boss is loading up right now, and you can feel the intensity building as they wait for the final boss to make his way down to the ring. It will be The Rock, Solo Sikoa, Jacob Fatu, and Tonga Loa taking on the OG Bloodline, the OTC Roman Reigns, the Usos, and the Honorary Us, that being Sami Zayn. And I can't wait to see there's going to be weapons in this match. They're going to bring it in. Kendo sticks, steel chairs, tables, ladders, chairs, steel steps if they really want to. Honestly, we might see even new weapons tonight. You just never know. But I'm really looking forward to this matchup, because this matchup is really going to affect what it is going to be looking like on Monday Night Raw coming out of Survivor Series into the build-up to the Royal Rumble, and then obviously through Elimination Chamber and all the way building up to WrestleMania. And look at that shot as the People's Champion there. On Friday Night SmackDown, we saw Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns team up to take on The Rock and John Cena. And we saw Rock and John Cena walk out victorious. What a match that was. That was very hard-hitting as expected. A terrific tag team main event affair. And certainly, that honestly has to be one of the bigger main events in the history of SmackDown. And that's saying something, because we've had terrific superstars over the years. And The Rock taking his sweet time getting to the ring, just drinking this in right now. He's not in no hurry. He doesn't need to run down the ring and do anything. He's gonna do his own thing right now. But I'm honestly surprised. Roman and The Rock, they aren't the last competitor to get into this matchup. But hey, this is what we want. The two of the best guys to kick us off the matchup. But a lot of times it might be, maybe I wouldn't say lesser valued, but start off with someone a little bit, especially if it's a tag team, start with the tag team and then build up to your main event guys. But hey, this is perfectly fine. I don't have an issue with The Rock and Roman Reigns kicking off this matchup. And now here comes the OTC, the original Tribal Chief, the only Tribal Chief. He is here to grace your presence. He is here in Toronto, Canada, for you to acknowledge him. And there he is, Ula Fala in hand. Roman Reigns looking to bring the big fight to the family. And you can see up there where the fans are sitting, everyone's throwing up those fingers. They are acknowledging their tribal chief. And they need to give him all of the positive energy that he can get, because this matchup is going to be brutal. It is going to take a hold of him differently in the terms of mentally and physically. It's going to take a toll on him, because it's family at the end of the day. But they're going to handle family business right here, right now. And obviously Roman Reigns and The Rock, they can hit the rock bottoms, people's elbow spear, but they can't eliminate each other. They're going to have to be in that structure, beat the snot out of each other, throw each other through the cell, obviously use the grate in the middle where that separates the rings. I mean, honestly, anything can happen in this War Games structure. Big time question is how everything is gonna work out tonight. About to see Roman and The Rock rocking the other ring ready. Roman Reigns taking this all in here. And obviously, from what we heard from the announcer, you cannot, if you climb over the cage, it is an automatically. And now here we go, we got The Rock and Roman Reigns kicking us off a part of this matchup. This is going to be absolutely massive. Two absolute big time stars here in WWE going at it for their prospective teams and prospective bloodlines. Question is, what is it going to look like walking out of Survivor Series and walking out of this matchup, ladies and gentlemen, with this? Because honestly, depending on who comes out of this cage next in this advantage, the advantage is going to Roman Reigns and company. We saw Jey Uso defeat Jacob Fatu in a essentially advantage matchup for WarGames. We'll see how that fares in just mere moments, as a big flying shoulder tackle didn't work out in the favor. And now Roman, ooh, vicious headbutt there, takes it to The Rock. And oh, look at these big kicks to the midsection, and then a big punch, or I should say more big of an elbow right to the temple. So this is going to be an all-out fight, and especially once we get a bunch of guys in this ring, it is going to be hard to call for sure. As Roman continuing to work on that left arm, that left hand there, making sure that The Rock ain't able to get in a groove whatsoever here. We'll see what Roman might have in store for him here as he continues to work on his cousin, The Rock. And just devastating blow after blow. Rock just cannot get much of anything going here. Back and forth we go. And now up next, ladies and gentlemen, who will be the next one to help Roman Reigns in this match? Will it be Sami, Jey, Jimmy? Who will it be? It will be the Yeet Man himself, Jimmy Uso, making his way down to the very ring. Uh-oh, Roman Reigns. Nope. Back body drop. And I believe The Rock is already busted open, ladies and gentlemen, so certainly that won't help out. We already know it's going to be a grueling matchup, but for him to be already busted open, certainly that tells you something. As, oh no, is he going to throw him all the way to the other ring? Yes, he does. As Jimmy brings in the steel chair and even a good old-fashioned sledgehammer. But Jimmy's not going to just use it just yet. But I certainly wouldn't leave it by the door, unless they're planning on coming back, as Roman is just putting on a clinic with The Rock right now. And Jimmy's telling him to shush. There's a big haymaker there. And now The Rock with a big forearm strike. 2-for-1 specials for this WarGames matchup. And now, big time clothesline. Ducked Roman Reigns, connecting with a devastating clothesline. And now Jimmy going to look to slow down the Brahma Bull with a big time neck breaker. Uh-oh, and Roman Reigns going to the well here, looking to maybe put him away. Oh, going for the spear. Jimmy grabbed him inadvertently, though, obviously. And Roman again going for it, but again, Jimmy Uso being involved. There you go, Roman, hitting the spear right there on The Rock. And we'll see who the next guy will be for the new bloodline to really, let's say, kind of even the odds. Obviously right now the advantage, the OG bloodline, but once you get an animal like a Jacob Fatu or a Solo Sikoa, it's going to change up the momentum very, very quickly. As Roman going for the axe handle, almost inadvertently taking out Jimmy there. And now Rock off the ropes into a big elbow. And uh-oh, it's Solo Sikoa making his way down to the ring, and Solo coming right in to help out The Rock. He is not going to allow anything else to happen. Big super kick there from Solo. And now Solo going to try to do everything in his power to help out The Rock. And oh well, at least I thought so. Big throwing that sledgehammer
right at The Rock, and really changes up this momentum because The Rock got taken out because of that. All due to the help of Solo Sikoa inadvertently. Snapmare takedown from Roman Reigns, trying to come off the ropes there, but Jimmy right there to save the day, just to make sure Solo cannot get anything going. And we still got two more superstars from each side still to come here. You got the Yeet Man, Jey Uso, and Sami Zayn, the honorary Uso. You got on the new bloodline, you got Tonga Loa and Jacob Fatu. Two massive names over there. Obviously Tonga Loa and his brother Tama Tonga, pardon me. They obviously big time tag team. And we'll see if they can get in title contention over there on Monday Night Raw with how stacked that division is. But certainly a lot of stuff going on. As a Uso splash right there to The Rock, right there to the ribs. And certainly Jimmy must be loving this, taking it to the final boss. It's Solo Sikoa spiking Roman Reigns. And could you imagine Solo Sikoa could have been the tribal chief, but ultimately at the end of the day Roman Reigns and company walked out victorious, as Jimmy Uso in a bad predicament here. Sharpshooter applied as Solo Sikoa taking it to Roman Reigns. Let's see who's going to be next up here. It is going to be main event Jey Uso, multi-time tag team champion, former European champion, and now looking to be the winner of the 2025 Survivor Series WarGames match. And who's trying to slow him down over there, is now looking for that people's elbow. Didn't work out in the favor because it is turning into a cluster. It is a 3-on-2 situation technically, but right now The Rock and Solo have the advantage in the terms of taking them all out. And now The Rock power slamming Jimmy Uso middle of that ring. And oh goodness, just throwing that sledgehammer right in the face of Roman Reigns. That is not going to be feeling too good. And now The Rock again trying to set up for the people's elbow. But again, Solo Sikoa getting in the way. Seems like it's been multiple times in this matchup as that big jumping headbutt takes down Jimmy. Jimmy Uso gushing blood from the top of his head, and he's going to eat a rock bottom for his efforts. And now Solo Sikoa with a jumping Samoan spike. All hell breaking loose. Roman Reigns looking for a Superman punch to his cousin The Rock. Down he goes. And now Roman maybe setting up a spear, maybe not, nope. Back and forth we go. Roman Reigns, flapjack takedown there of Solo. Everyone is down and out except for Roman. And setting up that spear, but The Rock is in the way there, unfortunately. And now the odds are about to be even in less than 5 seconds. Who is going to be up next? It is the Samoan werewolf, Jacob Fatu. Things have got even more dangerous. Question is, he's throwing it. He's got a dumpster. This is going to be an absolute dumpster fire of a matchup here. He's not done. What else is underneath there? Good old handy dandy kendo stick. But it's helping out Jimmy and them. That ain't good. At least for his chances. And we're even introducing a damn table as Roman. Nice reversal from The Rock. Big scoop slam there. And now Jacob Fatu has finally entered the matchup. All hell's breaking loose. You got a trash can. You got a kendo stick. You got the likes of a table. And Jey Uso in trouble with the sharpshooter right now. If Jey taps out, the matchup still continues. It doesn't affect him. And Jimmy Uso with a splash on the table, the unput together table. Another splash, or I should say another super kick there into a nice elbow strike. Roman Reigns helping out his cousin. And now Jey looking for a super kick, I believe. And another super kick. Roman taking out Solo. Fatu trying to come out and help out The Rock. Super kick city, man. This is all it seems like. And a big time gut wrench suplex there. And now Jimmy setting up the table. This is bound to be interesting to see who very well could be going through a table. My money is going to be The Rock. Ooh, breaking the kendo stick over Jacob Fatu is certainly a choice. And now, ladies and gentlemen, in just mere moments, we are about to have the honorarius join us here in this matchup. Welcome, Sami Zayn. And now Zayn getting over, trying to get over here as soon as possible. You know, he's going to introduce some weapons. Oh, nice Uranagi there from Roman Reigns. Tossing a steel chair just for good measure. Oh, not done yet as a nice Superman punch. Another kendo stick. These guys love kendo sticks. And now Sami Zayn officially in this matchup here. Oh, nice neck breaker there. And Zayn coming right after The Rock. Everyone's trying to target Solo Sikoa. Hurricane Rana takes him down. 4-on-3 situation. Now we are just waiting for Tonga Loa to make his presence known, being close to probably a minute, maybe a little bit less than that at the moment, as the Usos splash there to Solo Sikoa there briefly. You may have not gotten the camera angle, but I could see it from my view. Jey Uso, another one just that time around, just to be sure you could see that one. As Jimmy Uso breaking that kendo stick over Roman and Jacob Fatu there. Sami Zayn, big axe handle. Almost like an elbow where Rock lands on that sledgehammer. All hell breaking loose. There's another super kick there, double super kick there from Jimmy to the front and to the back. And now Jacob Fatu dropping him like a bad habit. Vicious DDT to Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns is down and out. And now Solo's in trouble. Jimmy taking him to the shed. Jey Uso going to target Jacob Fatu here. You got The Rock out, Roman Reigns, Solo Sikoa all out. Big Uso splash. And now, getting around the 5-second mark, we are going to be seeing Tonga Loa even this up, and the match will officially start. And here comes Tonga Loa, ladies and gentlemen. And he's going to take his time. He's not going to allow these guys to, set up a possible pinfall or submission right away. You got more steel chairs. Let's see, another kendo stick. Let's see if he wants to add another table just for good measure. I'm kidding, but if he actually brings another table. Oh, okay, a stop sign. We're really getting extreme here. Someone else has got busted open. I believe that was Solo Sikoa. And now, inside the ring we go. Referee will put the door in place, and the match has officially started. Who will be the first one to pick up the win for their team, for the OG Bloodline or the New Bloodline? Looks like they're going to disperse half and half right now. You got Jacob Fatu and Jay. It's almost like a 3-on-2 situation over here. Well, now it's split up a 2-on-2 over here maybe. Roman Reigns, though, trying to attack Jacob Fatu from behind. Probably not the best idea. As a vicious headbutt there. Takes down Roman. Jey Uso with a nice spear, taking it to Jacob Fatu. Uso splash to Jacob Fatu. That very well could be enough. Tonga Loa just got busted open. Solo Sikoa. Uh-oh. Oh, Solo Sikoa, the Uso splash of sorts. Jacob Fatu is in trouble with Jay. Solo Sikoa has him out for a Samoan jumping spike. A people's elbow on the other side of the ring, but no pinfall just yet. Uh-oh. The Rock has him right where he wants him. Rock looking to put him through a table. The Rock has his opportunity. He's not doing it just yet. Rock watching on as Jimmy being destroyed over there. Jumping headbutt. Sami Zayn looked like he could be put through a table at any moment possibly. Rock deciding not to do anything about it. And now we got the pinfall, but no, both men kicking out on your side of the screen there. Matchup continuing here. and Zayn. Ooh, nice jumping forearm strike. Tonga Loa with a nice power slam there to Jay. Sami Zayn looking to put away Solo Sikoa on the other side of the ring, but Solo kicks out. Double stomp to the face there. Right of Jey Uso. Big headbutt there from Tonga Loa. Back and forth we go. Sami Zayn has to be very, very careful over there by himself with The Rock and Solo Sikoa. Uh-oh. Looking for that people's elbow is The Rock. See if he can get it off here. That table being in the way. But, oh, look at Solo stopping it again. Pinfall opportunity. Will this be enough to put away Sami Zayn? Strong kick out. Now here comes Roman Reigns entering the picture here. You got, on the other side, you got Jay and Jimmy dealing with Jacob Fatu. You got Solo and Roman. You got The Rock with a rock bottom on the table. Jacob Fatu trying to pick up the win. Trying to put away Jay. That's not enough yet. Oh, goodness. What a matchup, ladies and gentlemen. All hell breaking loose for sure. And Solo now looking to use the ropes to his advantage. That is perfectly legal. Are they going to be able to pick up the win like this? No, Sammy's able to get out of it. And Sammy's like, what the hell, man? But even though, like we said, this is perfectly legal, you can obviously use the ropes to your advantage. Spear! Spear to Tonga Loa. Is this enough to put away the new bloodline? Yes, it is. The OG bloodline walk out victorious here tonight on Survivor Series. It was close. Very, very close from the beginning. The Roman Reigns early on brought the fight to The Rock. Jimmy and Roman Reigns brought the fight to The Rock, back and forth. Then The Rock, there's times when that 2-on-1 situation, he was doing his best to stay in it. Ultimately, that advantage helps out here. And then it just turns into a cluster all over the place. Hard to call this high-octane action, but it's been a great night of professional wrestling, ladies and gentlemen. And we'll see what's going to be up next for the OG bloodline. What that really entails for them. That spear right there, spearing him in half, leading to that 1, 2, and 3. Big win for Sami Zayn, Roman Reigns, and the Usos. The honorary Us, not even blood, joined them up recently to help them out. And one of the biggest wins for this bloodline is that Survivor Series over this new bloodline. There will never ever replace the OGs. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we are on to crown new women's tag team champions. It will either be the team of Lita and Trish Stratus, or it will be the Judgment Days, Raquel Rodriguez and Liv Morgan. Lita and Trish have been looking very impressive, to be honest with you. And certainly, obviously, the Judgment Day have not looked too bad as well. We'll see if the presence of the Judgment Day, obviously with Dominic Mysterio at ringside, that's been very helpful for the Judgment Day. We'll see how that fares tonight, or if Lita and Trish will once again become women's tag team champions. They obviously just adding more to their already impressive WWE Hall of Fame careers here in WWE. Certainly with the likes of the Swanton Bombs and the Trish Kicks and everything that they bring to the table. Lita and Trish have just been such a great tag team and elevating not only the women's tag team division but also the singles division as well. As now here comes the Judgment Day, and usually Raquel Rodriguez has been coming out first, and then we'll see Liv and Dominic Mysterio, as there is Raquel Rodriguez, the absolute powerhouse for the group of this new looked Judgment Day. Can they become tag team champions? Big opportunity tonight for this group to really hone in on their skills. Not only win the tag team titles, but also later on tonight win that 4 versus 4 WarGames matchup. It'll be Finn Balor, AJ Styles, Dirty Dominic Mysterio, and JD McDonough taking on the likes of Ilya Dragunov, Carmelo Hayes, Penta, and Damian Priest. As now we wait for Liv Morgan and Dominic Mysterio to make their presence known. Tonight, it's all about shock and awe tonight, and just the brutality that Survivor Series brings, especially with WarGames, but also rivalries come to a head. You saw that with the Bloodline matchup, the OGs versus the new Bloodline. Very interesting to see where that goes going on Monday Night Raw tomorrow night, especially on the build up to the Royal Rumble, as there is Dirty Dominic Mysterio. Judgment Day are a part of the SmackDown roster. We'll see what it looks for Dominic and them, especially not only in this matchup, but later on tonight. We'll see if Judgment Day walk out victorious all tonight. And like I mentioned before, when Lita and Trish were coming down, Dominic Mysterio has been a big presence for the Judgment Day in these women's tag team matches. So obviously, if you're Lita and Trish, you gotta just look away from Dom and deal with his shenanigans. How he is. Yes, he's gonna take the top turnbuckles off. Probably he's gonna look to distract you any means possible. But you just gotta continue to take it to Raquel or Liv Morgan in the moment. And this whole relationship between Dominic and Liv Morgan, it feels so much different than it was with Dom and Rhea Ripley. I felt like it was more of a business relationship between Rhea and Dominic Mysterio, but this one with Liv and Dom, it feels like this is more of a connected more, if you know what I mean. As there is the Women's Tag Team Championships, so they have been around quite a bit here in WWE. Let's see who's going to win them. It's going to be Trish and Lita taking on Judgment Day's Raquel and Liv Morgan. Charles Robinson on hand for this matchup. We'll see who will be crowned the new Women's Tag Team Champions. Big haymakers working on that lower back. Into a back suplex. Trying to fold Trish Stratus in half. And I think for this matchup, I think you got to focus on Raquel and Liv Morgan, maybe making this matchup go a little bit longer, I would say, because obviously, Trish and Lita, yes, they are legends, but certainly I don't believe they're going to stay in the ring with the likes of Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez if this turns into a long matchup. So we may see Lita and Trish maybe look to push the tempo at times. That's just a suggestion. I don't know exactly if that's what's going to be going into such things. Is Raquel working, trying to get up to her feet? Lita going to make her pay? Yes, she will, with that vicious drop kick there. It's a big clothesline. Down goes Raquel Rodriguez, and now there's Dominic Mysterio getting involved. Already thrown a kendo stick in there, didn't even see that. And now Dom just talking some trash to Lita. And Lita's like, we don't need it. We don't need it whatsoever. And Lita now going to send a message to Dirty Dom by taking out his girlfriend. And now here comes the powerhouse Raquel Rodriguez. Lita, though, going to make sure that she stays on point. Going to take her out of the, at least take her in the corner, and going to allow a tag to her tag team partner Trish Stratus here. Here comes Trish off the ropes. Big time forearm strike. Or I should say running from the corner. Pinfall opportunity. Will we see new champions? At least not yet. Strong kick out, not even getting to the 1 count. Reversal though from Raquel Rodriguez. And certainly with Lita, Trish being on Monday Night Raw, Liv Morgan, Raquel Rodriguez being on SmackDown, obviously the title would be showing up on both brands, Raw and SmackDown. But certainly the question is who would be challenging for the prospective championships, because obviously we try, at least the general managers wise, they try to get every pay-per-view, even if it is back-to-back pinfall. Ooh, very close to Liv Morgan winning that, but usually the tag team champions would defend the championships on both PLEs. So if it is a like a Clash in a Paris and also a Night of Champions pay-per-view back-to-back, you would see something like they would back-to-back. Obviously what Jade Cargill did recently when she defended against Charlotte and Alexa Bliss back-to-back nights. But obviously that was when Jade had both championships. Trish now going to get the tag. Here comes Lita, looking to maybe twist the fate of Liv Morgan tonight. And Lita trying to get this Canadian crowd behind her. These Canadians absolutely adore Trish and Lita. As Lita now going to look to go after the powerhouse. Bad idea from Lita. Look at Raquel Rodriguez. She's like, huh, you want some more, Lita? Bring it. And Lita and Raquel, they're just staring each other down. You could feel the tension. You could probably cut the tension with a knife as down goes Raquel. And now Lita just going to drag down Liv Morgan from her hair. That is not going to be feeling too good. Let's look at these massive haymakers taking it to Liv Morgan there. I mean, for most of this matchup, ladies and gentlemen, I feel like it's been pretty down the middle, if I'm honest with you. It doesn't really feel like one's pulling away from the other just yet. As Liv tosses her halfway across the ring with that hair toss. And again, look at these massive hits to the face, unprotected, right to the temple. Might even try to break the nose. And now Liv off the ropes here. Enziguri, no, misses. Lita saw it coming. And now, looking for a twist of fate. Liv Morgan trying to fight out of it, and she does. And now, bringing the fight to Lita. What does she think? Oh, no, not this, not this. Oh, my goodness. Stepping on her hair and then pulling on it. That could do dangerous things. That could rip her hair out of her head. You would never want to deal with something like that. And now Liv with a scoop slam, setting up something maybe for the corner here. Gonna go high risk to the second rope. Lita trying to get over to the corner. Liv Morgan taking too much time, and now here comes Trish Stratus. Oh, women taking too much. Oh, wait, Trish, she got thrown in the corner. I don't know if she fully got hit with that. She just hit the bulldog though on Liv Morgan. Pinfall, new champions possibly. Ooh, Liv Morgan, luckily for her, was able to kick out because Raquel was taking her sweet time. And uh-oh, Trish might be looking for the Trish kick here. Oh my goodness, what a kick to the temple. Pinfall opportunity. Is this it? No. The match up continues. I don't know how much more Judgment Day can take right now. This is starting to go in the favor of Trish and Lita right now, which the fans would absolutely love to see another title reign from Trish and Lita. A little head scissors submission hold here. Charles Robinson right there just in case Liv Morgan were to pass out or tap out. But Lita having to let go of it. And now Robinson finally fixing that top turnbuckle. Lita gonna go for a back. Oh no! Going with the big time. Kind of a swinging slam of sorts. Almost a variation of what John Cena does. It's a wasteland maneuver there from Lita. Still staying on Liv Morgan. This is what Lita and Trish have done so well together. And look at Dominic trying to get the attention of Lita, and Lita's like, what's wrong with what I'm doing to your girl? And now Liv Morgan, no, she cannot capitalize after Dirty Dom once again trying to do his damnedest for his lady. Still not enough. And now Lita, a little bit more aggressive with the strikes, taking out the left knee. Matchup is starting to get more tempoed here. Lita trying to maybe take out Liv Morgan here. Uh-oh. Liv Morgan about to eat. Oh, goodness, what a power bomb. And now Raquel Rodriguez, is she thinking about her own power bomb? Oh my goodness. Very different variation of it. That could be it. 2. Oh, wait a minute. That was a 2.9. Referee Robinson, something shady with that, honestly. I mean, it felt like he could have gone a 3, but he kind of let go at the last second there, I believe. And now Lita, ooh, nice gut punch there from Lita. That will definitely help you get out of that situation. Ooh, nice release power bomb as well. And for Lita to power up the size of a woman like Raquel Rodriguez, that is pretty impressive to say the least. And now Raquel, the powerhouse, going to look to get aggressive here and bring it to Trish and Lita right now. Maybe hit a Tequila power bomb of sorts. Maybe see if that will be enough. Pinfall opportunity though, just a 1 count. Gonna really have to be bigger and stronger in this matchup for Judgment Day to win this matchup. Dirty Dom's doing everything in his power to get them the tag team titles. It just has not worked out their way so far. Coming up next though, ladies and gentlemen, here at Survivor Series, it will be a champion versus champion matchup as Raw's United States champion LA Knight, takes on SmackDown's Intercontinental champion Sheamus in just mere moments once this match is over and done with. Ooh, nice neck breaker there from Raquel. Back and forth we go. No, wait a minute. What is Raquel thinking here? Almost like a torture rack of sorts, but there is a rope break there. I don't know what angle. It must have been a bottom of the foot or something touching the ropes. But you know, Charles Robinson has done this for a long time, so you can't question that. As Lita gonna make her pay. Spikes her on her head with a vicious DDT. Is that enough? No, Liv Morgan is right there to save the day. Now just going to stomp away right there in that left quad. Lita, this might be the opportune time to hit the twist of fate, the swanton bomb, something like that. And just like that, she connects with a twist of fate right in the corner of Liv Morgan and company. Oh, but a big oh, wait a minute. A minute Tequila power bomb. Down goes Lita. Trish Stratus is right there, though, to break it up. Just when I was saying Lita, for her to hit the swantons or the twist of fate, Lita must have heard me here from ringside. Raquel Rodriguez, she hit a big powerful maneuver, but you know, obviously Trish was right there to save the day. Now Liv Morgan trying to bring the assault to Lita here. Snapmare takedown. Ooh, vicious, absolutely vicious kick to that middle of that back. See what Liv Morgan can muster up here. Gonna go for a scoop slam, it looks like. Big scoop slam. Gonna go for the pinfall. I mean, that obviously could be enough to put her away. I don't think it will be. It will be, surprisingly. Okay. Too much damage done to Lita. And just like that, the Judgment Day are your new women's tag team champions. Back and forth matchup. I thought Lita and Trish were going to be able to walk out victorious here tonight, but you know, Lita and Raquel kept fighting, kept scratching and clawing, and I hate to say it, but the Judgment Day have the women's tag team championships. This is where that Trish kick comes into, right to the skull, taking down Liv Morgan. Back and forth we went. Lita would eventually connect with a twist of fate. Ultimately would not win her the matchup. Then Lita would get hit with this Tequila power bomb. Then eventually Liv Morgan would eventually put her away with a maneuver that you would think was soft, but you know, it's just these maneuvers add up during that time. And just like that, Liv Morgan, Raquel Rodriguez are the new women's tag team champions in WWE. Now they can appear on Raw and SmackDown at any time they please.
And up next now, ladies and gentlemen, is the start, essentially, of Survivor Series. Is the brand versus brand warfare, Raw versus SmackDown. And a lot of times with these Raw versus SmackDown situations, ladies and gentlemen, you see that these tend to get a little out of hand, very physical. Brand supremacy, attacking each other and stuff. But this is actually one of the matches that there was quite a bit of respect thrown out there, and especially with LA Knight having to deal with the likes of the Street Profits as well as Apollo Crews. Sheamus actually came out there and helped him out one of the weeks, laying out Montez Ford. Then weeks later, we would get a tag team match where it would be LA Knight and Sheamus tag teaming to take on the Street Profits. Sheamus and LA Knight would fall up a bit short in that tag team matchup, but hey, not every single Raw versus ever has been based off, I would essentially say, attacking each other, mind games, whatever it may be. There's some respect, for sure, between LA Knight and Sheamus, but tonight, that gets thrown out the window. We get to see who the better champion is. Is it the United States champion, or is it the Intercontinental champion? Certainly, I believe this match should be really good, honestly. I mean, back and forth in one of those barn burner type of matches, or what Sheamus likes to call banger after banger after banger after banger. But this Toronto, Canada crowd is on their feet. They're looking for a banger. We got yourself a banger. And we start the Raw versus SmackDown shenanigans that are going down here tonight, live here at WarGames. Who do you think, guys, is going to walk out victorious here and start off on the right foot? Will it be Raw? Will it be SmackDown? We are going to about to find out here in just a matter of moments. As there's Sheamus, he's ready. LA Knight, the United States Champion's ready. Here we go. Referee ringing the bell. Here we go. And look at Sheamus coming right out of the gate. Big haymakers and then taking it to LA Knight early. Big strategy for LA Knight is you cannot allow Sheamus to get going. You cannot allow him to start, brutalizing him, or, this match is going to get out of hand very quickly because Sheamus loves himself a fight. You gotta keep Sheamus off guard. Big pinfall early on, but just a 1 count. And Sheamus is like, okay, I see what I gotta do. And now Sheamus already beaten the chest. He's ready to thinking about maybe putting away LA Knight a little early here. As nice power slam there from Sheamus. Big kick there from LA Knight. Yeah. And now we'll see what the Megastar has in store. Halfway across the ring, Megastar with a drop kick, laying down Sheamus in the middle of that ring. And obviously with the Royal Rumble coming up, question is, what's that look like for Sheamus? What's that look like for LA Knight? Who are the next challengers for LA Knight and Sheamus? LA Knight setting up Sheamus here, looking for a BFT early on. BFT to Sheamus. Is that enough to put him away? Pinfall. 2. 2.5. LA Knight was trying to get this match over and done with quickly. And sometimes if you get your opponent off guard, that's a great way to do it. It's a big knee right across the temple. This is what LA Knight needs to do. Keep Sheamus off guard, keep him on the mat, and slowly dissect the Celtic Warrior. And also for Raw and SmackDown, ladies and gentlemen, you got to be on the lookout for a new member coming up here. As Sheamus being busted open. And when I say new member, I'm talking about Drew McIntyre, who won that NXT versus team, essentially Raw SmackDown team that Triple H had, Team Triple H. You had 2 guys from Raw, 2 guys from SmackDown in that match. Very curious to see how that's going to end up being for McIntyre. What brand is he going to pick, Raw or SmackDown? It wasn't looking good early in that matchup, but McIntyre, he had to close it out, and he did. You can definitely say the MVP for that side was also Javion Evans. Can't wait to see on the next edition of NXT what exactly that's going to look like for those winners of that group. And now Sheamus with a fall away slam. Oh my goodness. Oh, LA Knight with a big punch there, big counter there. And look at these chops. Very rare you see a superstar wanting to continue to fight. Sheamus, there's a DDT right there on that open wound of Sheamus. Back and forth we go here at ringside. LA Knight gonna toss Sheamus back inside the ring. Sheamus trying to figure out where the hell he is out. He is out of it. LA Knight telling Sheamus to stir up to his feet. This ain't gonna end well for one of these men. Luckily for LA Knight, realizing that he's a little bit too far away. LA Knight taking precious seconds away here, and Sheamus now able to get himself back in the matchup, and now Sheamus has him up, and down goes LA Knight. Did that cost him? Did he take too long being on that top rope? No, at least not yet. It didn't cost him just yet. And Knight up to the rope though. Pure adrenaline at this moment. But now Sheamus connects with the big bro kick. Referee right in position. No, LA Knight though kicks out. Back and forth we go. And now Sheamus being a little bit more aggressive, maybe a little bit frustrated right now. And beating the chest again. Uh-oh. Is he thinking about another bro kick here? No, big haymakers though from Sheamus. Sheamus now has him up. Oh goodness, what a power body slam there, taking down LA Knight. Sheamus now second rope, bad position for LA Knight possibly. Sheamus trying to go for the kick. LA Knight blocked it, but no, even still gets hit with a flying shoulder tackle. That honestly could be enough to put him away. 1, 2, 3, and it is. Sheamus in a hard-hitting bout with LA Knight, showing who the better champion was tonight. What a back-and-forth matchup, ladies and gentlemen. And SmackDown has officially on the board. It is 1-0 SmackDown. LA Knight seemed like early on that BFT. I think he just hit it way too early. He hit his big shot way too early. And Sheamus was able to really figure him out after that. And we got a little bit aggression from both sides being at ringside there. Vicious DDT there at ringside. A lot of back and forth we went. But ultimately, LA Knight would ultimately take too much time. He would get hit with this devastating maneuver. Bam! Dropped on his neck, getting hit with a pinfall. But at that point in time, it was not enough. Sheamus would have to go back to the well. And Sheamus, bam! Bro kick. You would think that one might have been enough. Referee was in position, not really too much time wasted. LA Knight kicking out again. Then we would see Sheamus hit a flying shoulder tackle, and that was enough to knock out LA Knight. And Sheamus walks out victorious, battered, bruised, bloodied. Sheamus still represents SmackDown. And now, ladies and gentlemen, with SmackDown being on the board, it is 1-0. And now we set our eyes to the tag team divisions, as it will be the top of the top. For Monday Night Raw, it is the World Tag Team Champions, the Dudley Boys, WWE Hall of Famers. They are in action as they take on the Creed Brothers of American Made. They are from SmackDown. They are the WWE Tag Team Champions. No, really, we didn't see the Dudley Boys or American Made really too much in the build-up to Raw versus SmackDown, but certainly, I believe, from what I understand, the general managers gave the Dudley Boys and American Made as much time as possible so that at Survivor Series here tonight, they would have enough time to recuperate. All of them were going to be 100%. Which I like that in general, but sometimes you gotta make some time for your tag team division. But hey, you know what? I am not the general manager. We'll see how that fares tonight. We know for sure both tag teams will be 100%. Chad Gable leading the group. Ivy Nile, Julius, and Brutus there. Obviously, Gable wants to become Intercontinental Champion. He's been so close. Just watching probably Sheamus in the back there defeating LA Knight to see who the better champion is. We'll see how that fares for Sheamus. I mean, he's got a lot of build-up. Can Gable, get back into title contention for that championship? We got a couple weeks before we get to the Royal Rumble, ladies and gentlemen. So certainly a lot to digest, a lot to get to. And we'll see what exactly what the general managers will reward these superstars with possible wins, and especially for the Dudley Boys and American Made. Winners usually get a prize of some sort, not just obviously winning for their brand. Usually it's a little bit of a incentive, and all these superstars love incentives. As here we go, Devon will kick us off in that matchup, as well as Brutus. Referee rings the bell. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. And look at this, the strength, the power of Brutus. Bam! Oh, he's not done yet either. Nice standing moonsault there into the pinfall. Ooh, was that a 2? Nope, just a 1 count. Very close to a 2 count early on here. And I think, if American Made wins this tag team matchup, I think their confidence gotta be sky high. It already is in the terms of being the WWE Tag Team Champions on SmackDown to an extent, but, defeating the WWE Hall of Famers and the current WWE Tag Team or World Tag Team Champions on Monday Night Raw, certainly that's got to boost the confidence, continue to keep them confident, and, depending on who they face next, really will look forward to seeing what's possibly next to accomplish in this tag team division. Into the corner we go. Here comes Devon, big haymaker. Probably wants to get him out of that corner, but deciding not to. And now he's going to pay for it. Well, back and forth we go. Both men don't want to deal with that. And now Devon going to go for the pinfall attempt. Big opportunity, but no, not even a 1 count. And for the Raw side of things, I mean, the Dudley Boys have picked up some big wins over the months and certainly have showed why they are WWE Hall of Famers and being multi-time tag team champions here in WWE. And, their most recent win defeating the Usos a while back to retain those tag team titles. Really looking forward to see who's next. Do the Usos get another opportunity down the line? Who really steps up? Is it the New Day? Is it these other tag teams? Really, just that's what makes it fun. Having these tag teams come out here and compete. It's a big tag. Here we go. Here comes Brutus. Ooh, and running right through Bubba Ray. Folding him like an accordion, and now just bouncing the back of his neck right on the mat. And Brutus now just going to slowly dissect. And certainly Dudley Boys got to be very careful of that Brutus ball from the top rope that Brutus is well known for. It's like a big old cannonball from that top rope. Look at Brutus with a big time gut wrench suplex. Still to come tonight, we still have plenty of WarGame matches in store for you. We got some traditional Survivor Series matches. We still got champion versus champion matches. A little bit of everything still to come your way here live tonight here at Survivor Series. And plus, we got some people in attendance we want to show you guys. We don't want to spoil who it is, but we can tell you it's going to be some NBA stars and even some NBA legends in the house tonight. So we'll get them on camera here soon enough. We'd like to thank them for joining us for this big edition of Survivor Series here in Toronto, Canada. Ooh, vicious. Almost like a neck breaker of sorts. But right there, Brutus, he realized he was in a predicament and able to break it up there. Will SmackDown go up 2-0? Or will Monday Night Raw be able to even the series here tonight early on? As a double back body drop right in the middle of that ring. Oh, big kick to the face. Stuns Bubba Ray just enough to get himself back in this matchup. And that forearm strike, that you could tell that definitely was stiff. Just how Bubba Ray reacted to that. And now back in the ring we go. Another hard landing, a back bump that certainly does not feel the best. Now into the corner. And now Brutus is gonna get tagged in the ring, and certainly Chad Gable watching on. Ooh, double chops. Certainly something Bubba Ray would love to do as well. Big knee right to the chest there of Bubba Ray. The matchup continuing here. I think the Creed brothers are getting a little bit faster right now. I think they're going to start upping the tempo, it seems. Certainly the best time to do it. Big haymaker there. Bubba Ray trying to get out of the corner. Going to hit a big Uranagi there. And now we get a tag. Yes, we will. Here comes Devon, one half of the Raw Tag Team Champions. Big flying headbutt. Your main event tonight will be a 4-on-4 traditional Survivor Series match. Raw versus SmackDown. It will be Team Stone Cold Steve Austin versus Team Cody Rhodes. I cannot wait for that matchup. It has been brewing these last couple weeks, and certainly something I honestly been personally waiting for, to really see who the better team is going to be. And look at Ivy Nile. She's doing her job. She's getting involved here. But, oh, Devon acting like he was distracted, playing a little possum there. And now looking to go to work on a busted open Brutus. I'm going to look for some snake eyes on Brutus. Bam! Right there on that open wound. Brutus realizing that he's in a predicament. Here comes Julius. Oh, but a running forearm strike right now. Pinfall opportunity. Brutus cannot break it up. Julius is going to have to somehow get out of this, but he cannot. The Dudley Boys picking up the win tonight, and now the Dudley Boys have evened the odds for Raw and SmackDown, and now it is a one-on-one situation. Series is tied 1-1. Not the perfect tag team match of all time. It was more slowly aggressive at times. No tag team finishers of sorts. It was more of a ground and pound from both sides, showing the physicality. But hey, a win is a win at Survivor Series. As we'll show you some tag team maneuvers here, just tossing around Bubba Ray here and connecting with the big knee strikes right to the ribs. Just playing pinball with Bubba Ray there. A lot of back and forth. We see Devon connect with a brutal neck breaker here, dropping him in the middle of the ring. It wasn't enough at that time, but back and forth we went. We'd see a double back body drop here to Julius in just mere seconds. Bam! And over the years of Survivor Series, SmackDown has been relatively dominant. And we'll see if it changes this year, ladies and gentlemen. A lot of people are hoping it changes. SmackDown's pretty much made it one-sided. I'm not saying Raw hasn't won a couple matches, a part of it, but ultimately SmackDown has won most of the years of Survivor Series that we've had. So I don't know if this is gonna be something different tonight. But the Raw World Tag Team Champions walk out victorious here at Survivor Series, and up next we continue with more amazing matches. Before we get to our next matchup, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to thank some fellow athletes that have joined us here tonight for this special edition of Survivor Series WarGames tonight. And let's go ahead and introduce some of these NBA stars and NBA legends we have in the house tonight. Up first, ladies and gentlemen, is Indiana Pacers man that led them to the NBA Finals this year, coming up a bit short in Game 7. It is Tyrese Halliburton, who is a WWE fan who loves WWE, and we'd love to say thank you for Tyrese for showing dedication to WWE and showing up tonight. And up next, ladies and gentlemen, is a rival of Tyrese Halliburton. He is New York Knicks guard Jalen Brunson. Had a very successful year, coming up a bit short in the playoffs. We'd like to congratulate Jalen Brunson on a very successful season, and we expect not only the Pacers, but the Knicks to be back in the playoffs to run it back again. And wait a minute, hold on. We know Tyrese Halliburton, he recently coming off the ACL surgery or the Achilles injury, both men face to face. I feel like they're going to be building off of something here. Certainly happy, but they're face to face, man to man. Certainly this won't be the last time we see these two guys going at it. Last time we obviously saw them was in the Eastern Conference Finals in the NBA, but I think we might have a potential match between these two later down the road, possibly. Jalen Brunson, Tyrese Halliburton, could this be a potential matchup down the line? Ladies and gentlemen, that was not the only one. Now we go to the other side of things. We go to the NBA Hall of Famer. And certainly a man that dominated the league when he was in the NBA. Let's turn it over to Shaquille O'Neal. What's up, Toronto, Canada? I've been blessed to do a lot of stuff in my life. NBA championships, Olympic gold medals, movies, business, TNT, but one thing I've never done, that is win the Royal Rumble. Now in WWE in years past, I've had opportunities to come in to WWE and have one-off appearances with WWE Hall of Famers and legends and everything like this, but I've never really competed in an actual matchup. But that changes at Royal Rumble this year, because I'm officially throwing my name in the hat for the Royal Rumble this year, and I'm going to go on to win the Royal Rumble and go on to main event WrestleMania. I don't care what big name star you think you are, but when the big Diesel gets in the ring, I'm going to grab you and throw you over that top rope, one by one, until we get to the very last superstar. And the end of that night, you're going to see Big Daddy Diesel going to WrestleMania. And now, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Big news coming from the Royal Rumble. Shaq throwing his name in the hat that is absolutely, literally massive. The Diesel will be in the house for that matchup. Cannot wait to see how the Royal Rumble is going to be, especially with Shaq going to be in it. And then we just had a tease between Tyrese Halliburton from the Indiana Pacers and Jalen Brunson from the New York Knicks. Absolutely two massive names being here tonight. And also it seems like, hey, they seem like they were ready to fight. So is that a possible match we could see in Universe Mode, ladies and gentlemen? Something big like that would be certainly massive. You can get some more eyes to Universe Mode for sure. But Nia Jax, your United States champion, one of the members of Team Raw. We're going to be seeing Team Raw first before Team SmackDown tonight. And obviously Team Raw and Team SmackDown completely different views on how they want to run things. Charlotte Flair kind of wanting to have a different look on the team compared to having the best of the best, she's giving opportunities to Zoe Stark, who obviously she lost her tag team partner who left WWE, and now Zoe Stark's getting that opportunity. This is a big, massive opportunity, especially to have a someone like Charlotte Flair, who is actually a legend in this business, teaming up with Nia Jax and Natalya and the Women's World Champion Charlotte Flair. Absolutely massive for this group. But when you compare teams, SmackDown has the better team in the terms of names. Doesn't mean that they'll automatically win this traditional Survivor Series matchup, but looking at it on paper, you would believe so. As here comes Natalya, making her way down to the ring here in just mere seconds. Big opportunity for Natalya as well. She hasn't really had, I would say, for Natalya, she's had a handful of matches. Former multi-time women's tag team champion. Her and Tamina dominated the tag team division for quite a long time there. But in terms of being a world champion yet, Natalya has not been able to win the big one just yet, and it's a shame for Natalya, I would believe. But she's not really complaining. She's keeping her head down. She's scratching and clawing like anybody else, but she's been in this business for a very long time. She looks to be in tremendous shape, so we'll see how it fares for Natty Neidhart, and we'll see if she can help Team Raw pick up the win tonight. And then, obviously, the team captain for Team Raw, it is the Women's World Champion, Charlotte Flair. Big question is, coming out of Survivor Series, what does it look like for the champ, for Royal Rumble season, for Charlotte Flair? Who will be her challenger for that Women's World Championship? Obviously, you still got that grudge between herself and Jade Cargill. Will we see another match down the line? Will we have someone else step up to the plate and challenge Charlotte Flair for that Women's World Championship? We got a couple weeks to find out. Cannot wait to figure out who is next in line for that Women's World title. But tonight, we are focused on Survivor Series. Who is the better team? Is it Raw or is it SmackDown? And obviously, so far tonight, we are tied 1-1. Certainly, we've already seen a traditional Survivor Series matchup earlier on tonight with Team NXT Drew McIntyre defeating Team Triple H. And that means Drew McIntyre is back on the main roster. But everyone is speculating right now here in the crowd as well as online is, where does Drew McIntyre sign? Does he sign to Monday Night Raw? Or does he sign to Friday Night SmackDown? William Regal, Monday Night Raw General Manager, and Nick Aldis from SmackDown, they're going to have to put in their best offers. What will Drew McIntyre get? And especially in the road to Royal Rumble and the road to WrestleMania, what will give the better deal, or I should say, who will give the better deal to Drew McIntyre? As now we wait for Team SmackDown to make their presence known, as here comes the Women's Intercontinental Champion, Rhea Bloody Ripley. Winning the Women's Intercontinental Championship away from Raquel Rodriguez, and now bringing it to Survivor Series, a big time matchup underway, coming your way here live tonight. And at one time there was speculation about having the women's Intercontinental Champion and the Women's United States Champion going at it. And normally we would see both the world champions go at it for Monday Night Raw and SmackDown, but the general managers wanted to change it up. He wanted to have the champions on the team together and fill out the traditional Survivor Series teams and work together. We're going to see how that fares tonight. Can Rhea Ripley and company coexist in this matchup tonight? A lot of stuff going on in the build up to Survivor Series, and with Nikki Cross picking Rhea Ripley, Io Sky, and certainly Becky Lynch, certainly she's out here to win. despite being the lunatic, the crazy one, how she is in the Wyatt Six, she was strategic on what she picked here in for Friday Night SmackDown. Pardon me. So we'll see if it comes into fruition, if it comes back to help her out in the long run. Look at that Intercontinental Championship. That absolutely looks great around the shoulder of Rhea Bloody Ripley. And now, up next, ladies and gentlemen, making her way down to the ring, it is Io Sky. The Genius of the Sky, picking up a big win here on SmackDown recently, defeating Natalya and Zoe Stark despite the attack from behind from Natalya and Zoe Stark. Io and Becky looking pretty good and made light work of Natalya and Zoe Stark. So we'll see how it fares tonight in this tag team matchup. You know, there's a lot of times on Raw and SmackDown people can look great, and then you get to the PLE and they look like a whole different person. So we'll see how that fares tonight. But Io Sky certainly has accomplished quite a bit here in Universe mode as well. Looking to not only pick up a big win tonight, but, you know, nobody knows what that road to Royal Rumble will look like. Looking to change her career for the better. And then, up next is another big name, the man, Becky Lynch, gracing us with her presence here tonight at Survivor Series. Everyone on their feet as there is the man, Becky Lynch, looking to pick up a big win for her team tonight. We'll see if it's anything close to that traditional Survivor Series match that we saw for the men's side of things. Becky Lynch would obviously, you know, has had too many appearances since coming back here, being drafted to SmackDown and such things, but certainly Becky Lynch winning the tag team match with Io Sky recently, and then obviously being a part of Survivor Series tonight. I'm sure Nick Aldis is going to make it an a point of emphasis in trying to get Becky, Io, and all these other big, massive names here on SmackDown. But you know, when you have Survivor Series and the build up to everything, there's going to be a lot of times where people get left out, tossed to the side briefly. It's nothing against them. It's just, you know, building up to certain cards and building up certain ways how they want to see it. It's kind of hard to really build things up. And up next now, ladies and gentlemen, we wait for your women's champion, Nikki Cross from the Wyatt Six. This will not be the only time we see a member of the Wyatt Six in action later on tonight. It will be in the main event. You will see Uncle Howdy accompanying SmackDown to the to the ring, as it will be the Raw versus SmackDown traditional Survivor Series matchup in the main event. Team Stone Cold versus Team Cody Rhodes. And there she is, the women's champion, Nikki Cross. How will Nikki Cross do tonight in this matchup? Will she sick the Wyatt Six on them to pick up a decisive and violent win? You just never know with the Wyatt Six what exactly that entails. And like I mentioned before, it seemed like they were going after the bloodline at one time when they were on that roster. Same with the bloodline, but obviously that when they're not in the same roster anymore, it kind of throws a wrench into the plans. And right now it just seems like get through Survivor Series and then the story's picking up into Royal Rumble, into WrestleMania season. Certainly some big things may be coming the way of the Wyatt Six. Creepiness in store here from Nikki Cross. But I'm ready for this, ladies and gentlemen. This is a guaranteed matchup that is going to tear down the house, I think. There's big names in this matchup. I think Team Raw could surprise us tonight. And it looks like, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to have... Oh, Nia Jax did not take that too lightly. Oh, goodness, what a haymaker there from Nia Jax. Not playing around is Nia Jax. Going to look to throw her outside the ring, and she does. And I honestly think right there that is just a statement from Nia Jax, just tossing Rhea to the outside, saying, hey, I can make short work of you real quick. I'm not afraid of you. Just look at this. The military press slam coming Rhea Ripley's way. No, my goodness, that is a hard landing, especially for the ribs and chest area. That concrete, even though there is padding on the outside, there is no way that it still does not hurt these men and women. As now Nia Jax again going to the well, and a big power bomb loosening up Rhea Ripley. This is not what you want to see if you're the Women's Intercontinental Champion right now. You are just getting decimated back and forth here by Nia Jax. Back and forth we go here. Nia Jax again. Oh no, a leg drop right on the elbow. Rhea needs to get a tag fast here. We might see a fast elimination here. That's another big strike right there to Rhea Ripley. And Rhea going to roll over the side, now giving an opportunity to Zoe Stark. And Nia Jax, she knows what she just did. She loosened up one of the biggest threats on that team. As now here comes Io Sky. I'm really looking forward to this one. Zoe and Io. Definitely going to bring a little difference in what we're about to see. Is, oh, look at Io Sky. And Io Sky giving away 3-for-1 specials here tonight, live in Toronto. And she might actually give away 4-for-1 specials if she's really thinking about it. Yep, she's going to. Down goes the 3 members of Team Charlotte Flair, Team Raw. But Zoe Stark with that Northern Lights suplex pinfall. Is that enough? No. Back and forth we go. This is what you want to see. Kind of see what strategies are at this opportune time. What does Zoe Stark do right now? This is one of her bigger matches of her whole entire career. Can she stay in this, I would say, main event picture? Because a lot of these men and women, or obviously women in this matchup, that have had those main event caliber matches in their career. Zoe Stark obviously was thrown in there after Ronda Rousey left WWE, got stepped in there, and then Shayna, unfortunately, she left WWE, didn't renew her contract, and then, well, that left Zoe Stark all by herself as Natalya with a back suplex to Rhea Ripley. So it just leaves Zoe Stark in no man's land, and certainly right now it seems like she's going back into singles action. So we'll see how that fares for her going into the near future, and especially into Royal Rumble season. She could be a big main player in that card, honestly, of the Royal Rumble. You know, if you're on the lower card, you get into that Royal Rumble, ladies and gentlemen, there's an opportunity for you to walk out victorious and be the winner. If you draw a good number. But there's been men's and women's Royal Rumble matches where they've gotten 14-15 in the Royal Rumble and walked out the winner. So it's right place, right time in that matchup. So I believe Io Sky must have been busted open right there. I can't really tell where it's at the moment, as Natalya talking some trash to Team SmackDown, saying she's going to break her in half. Oh, big elbow strike. And oh yeah, that is on the right side of the face. I don't know if she I can't tell if that's the eye socket or what that is, but Io Sky stays in it. That was very close to being the first elimination. Io Sky desperately trying to get a tag, and Natalya's like, come on, why don't you get over here and help your tag team partner? Io's trying desperately to get over there. Natalya blocking her off. But Io Sky back up to her feet. Io Sky from behind. Gonna look to hit her up with a roll up here. Oh, just a 1 count. And Natalya's like, good one. But Natalya again with the upper hand. Natalya setting her up. But here comes big time Becky Lynch. And now Lynch with a big time clothesline. And just like that, that changes up the momentum that Team Raw just had, unfortunately for them. And now, almost like a figure 4 leg lock of sorts on Natalya. Charlotte watching on in disgust. And now Lynch off the ropes into a nice leg drop again. Oh, she's not done. She's going to hit her with the reverse leg drop. Very innovative, very cool there from Becky Lynch. She's pulled that out multiple times in her career. Natalya, though, looking to stay with it. Going to hit her. Oh, goodness, nice power slam. I like that maneuver from Natalya. Just when you think you've seen it all from Natalya, she pulls out some different types of maneuvers she's learned in the Hart family dungeon there in Canada. And certainly Natalya getting a good reception here tonight in Toronto, Canada. Obviously, when you think of Natalya, Jim Neidhart, you think of her husband Tyson Kidd, but obviously that's on the lower side of things because of Bret the Hitman Hart, Owen Hart, and what a lot of these other Canadians have accomplished, not only in WWE, but just in general, in WCW, just all over the place. And now Charlotte Flair with the big knee. This is where the Queen could wreak havoc and just defeat everyone here. We got to be very careful here. And for Rhea Ripley, she wants to get her hands on Charlotte Flair after what she did to her a couple weeks back. So certainly that will be something to really look out for. But right now I think Charlotte's going to do everything in her power to not stay in this matchup too long so that she can stay fresh towards the end of this matchup if it happens to go that long. As Rhea Ripley getting hit with an elbow. Nikki Cross being tagged inside the ring. Nikki Cross thought maybe Nia Jax maybe for a second. I don't know if she was just trying to stop it. I don't know. But now Zoe Stark taking it to Becky Lynch and now taking it to Nikki Cross. But no, she's going after Io Sky as well. She wants everybody. It's a nice springboard cross body. Takes it to Nikki Cross there. And if Zoe Stark can not only knock off Nikki Cross, that'd be absolutely a massive elimination for her, especially it being a women's champion, the top champion on SmackDown. Is Zoe looking for the Z360, different variation of it, pinfall opportunity? Are we going to see the first elimination? We were close to it, but Rhea Ripley, the Women's Intercontinental Champion, breaks it up. In that very first match, I know we're talking about the men's side. I'm just trying to compare them, but certainly I believe, you know, it took us quite a long time to get that first elimination. Is now here comes the Intercontinental Champion Rhea Ripley watching on as Becky Lynch gets spiked on her head, and now Zoe bringing the fight to Rhea Ripley at ringside. Rhea bringing at least trying to take it to Zoe, but Zoe handling it just perfectly fine here. Back and forth we go. Sold out venue here in Toronto, Canada, ladies and gentlemen. Look at this. I don't think I can see anyone sitting in their seats. This is a standing room only type of affair here in Toronto, Canada. We want to thank you guys so graciously to allow us into your country here tonight. And we're bringing you some phenomenal, not only traditional Survivor Series matches, but we're seeing some WarGames matches tonight, as well as some champion versus champion matchup. So far, if you are just tuning in right now, Raw and SmackDown tied up 1-1 heading into this matchup. As Zoe Stark now with a vicious DDT on the hardest part of the apron. Zoe Stark, she looking quite impressive tonight. It seems like she honestly just wants to fight everybody. She does not care who you are and what you've accomplished. Zoe Stark is here to send a message, but Becky Lynch is like, hell no. You're not making a name over me. Io Sky in the ring. Is she looking to get involved? Rhea Ripley now stirring up to her feet here. Referee not doing any countouts. We'd probably be here all night. Back inside the ring we go, and let's see what Zoe Stark can accomplish. Is a brutal back suplex, dropping her on their neck. And this is where Zoe Stark can get even more dangerous. Now she's telling Rhea Ripley to get up to her feet. What is she thinking here? Going for that springboard drop kick, missing out. And now Rhea Ripley's going to try to make her pay here. Oh, goodness. What a boot to the temple. Is that a knockout blow? No, that is a strong kick out. Zoe's a fighter. She's got a lot of stuff that she's fighting through. Certainly getting that opportunity. Being a former women's tag team champion, for all it just gets stripped away. And now, wait a minute, is she going to tap out? Middle of that ring. Is she going to tap out to Rhea Ripley? But no. Natalya trying to at least save Zoe Stark momentarily, but Natalya gets thrown into the corner. Rhea Ripley from behind into a, oh goodness, just throwing away Zoe Stark right in front of Natalya. I love what I'm seeing from Zoe Stark right now. She is staying in this matchup. She is doing quite well against the likes of Rhea Ripley, Io, Nikki Cross, Becky Lynch. They are all doing quite well. And now here we go. We get a tag. And now we're going to get what we started off with this matchup tonight with Rhea Ripley and Nia Jax. Oh, nice reversal. I don't think I've seen that type of angle of a reversal there. As Rhea Ripley trying to run through Nia Jax, and Nia Jax seems like she's appalled. She's like, well, what are you trying to do? Why are you trying to run through me? Oh, goodness, what a backbreaker here. And not just whiplashing her in the middle of the ring. That does not look good. Imagine if Rhea Ripley's going to be one of the first eliminated, but no. Just a 2 count. Still plenty left in the tank. And now, here comes Charlotte Flair. This is what a lot of people wanted to see. Charlotte and Rhea Ripley go at it. And uh-oh, time for a good old-fashioned figure 4 leg lock. Are we going to see it branched out? Let's see if the world champion will branch it out. Yes, it is. Middle of that ring. But no, Charlotte realizing Becky Lynch was going to come in there and break it up. And obviously, Becky and Charlotte have a long list of, I guess, matches you could say against each other. Charlotte trying to get a tag, deciding not to at that opportune time. That's fine. Charlotte will continue to go to the well. As, oh no, that left knee. That left knee. I heard a pop. And hopefully that pop wasn't Rhea Ripley's knee on that situation. Because you never know in a pop situation like that. That could be a number of things. It'll be something we'll have to really look into possibly. Hopefully it was just something in the crowd and whatnot, not something from Rhea Ripley. And now, wait a minute, Rhea from behind. What is she thinking? Oh, goodness, almost like a flapjack maneuver from the top position. Are we going to see our first elimination? Is it going to be the team captain, Charlotte? No. At least not yet. The matchup will continue here. And now Nikki Cross. We're going to see champion versus champion in this matchup. It is the 2 world champions going at it. Nikki Cross, oh goodness, not highly effective, but hey, the job will be done there with the help of that. Nikki Cross gonna rake the eyes of the world champion. To beat the dirtiest girl in the game, you gotta play dirty. As look at that maneuver, almost like a Michinoku driver. Is that enough? Oh, Charlotte Flair stays in it. Nikki Cross not playing around here. Looking to eliminate the Women's World Champion from Raw. Here we go, Nikki Cross. Swinging neck breaker. I think that's it. I think that's it. 1, 2. Ooh, Charlotte kicks out. I think Nia Jax was close to breaking that up. And look at Nikki Cross. She's trying to take it to Nia Jax. But Nia Jax doesn't want any of that. Nia Jax seems like she's trying to get out of the ring. Doesn't want to get disqualified and turn it into a 4-on-3 situation like that. Into the corner we go. Let's see what the women's champion may be looking to do. No tag. Okay. Ooh, and then Charlotte just getting tossed halfway across the ring. And now the Genius of the Sky. Io Sky's the one that has eliminated, or I should say, has beaten Charlotte Flair in the middle of that ring. The Genius of the Sky looking for a moonsault, I believe. No, but this time around Charlotte Flair had it scouted. Charlotte was not going to get hit with a moonsault. Not like that. Not today. Not on the biggest of stages. Charlotte Flair now looking for some good old sweet natural selection. Pinfall opportunity. But Rhea Ripley, the Women's Intercontinental Champion, is right there. And now you get a collar elbow tie between both women. And Rhea Ripley takes out Becky and Nikki briefly. In these matches, you got to be very strategic on how you eliminate them, because more than likely you're going to see the men and women from both sides trying to get involved. Is now Charlotte going to go high risk? Frog splash right to the midsection of Io Sky. If I'm Charlotte, I go for the pinfall off this. Try to eliminate Io Sky. Get your revenge from that recent defeat against Io. But obviously Charlotte has something in store here. Going for the moonsault. Hits it the second time around. Pinfall. Nikki Cross right though. Nikki Cross is right there to break it up. If you guys were a betting man or woman, who would be your first elimination? Would it be a team captain? Could it be one of the champions? From obviously Charlotte, Nia Jax, Rhea Ripley, Nikki Cross. Could it be one of them that gets eliminated first? Time's gonna tell, but I mean, maybe you can bet with yourself and say, oh, I think it's so and so get eliminated. Maybe you get a free drink or something, I guess, if you guessed correctly. I don't know, but certainly it's a tough matchup. Hopefully you guys are enjoying your drinks and your food watching this. This is going to be a great night of professional wrestling. Can already see these women are putting it all on the line. Being busted wide open is Io Sky already. She's been dealing with that all matchup. As Io Sky, high risk situation. She's looking about the moonsault this time around, and that finally connects. Pinfall opportunity. 1, 2, 3. No, Zoe Stark breaks it up the last second. That very well should have been a 3, I think, but did not turn out that way. And now an Irish whip into the corner. Charlotte going to the enemy corner here. Is she thinking about a tag, or is she going to build up some momentum? Oh, and she's going to allow Nia Jax to pick up the scraps. Oh no, this ain't good. Nia going. What is she thinking? There's no way she's. Oh, Nia, put her down. Oh no, is she thinking avalanche Samoan drop? No way, right? No way, right? Oh my goodness. Avalanche Samoan drop. That has to be it. No! Some way. I don't even know how it is capable, but Io Sky kicking out from an avalanche Samoan drop. Now, Nikki Cross, what is she thinking about doing? Almost like a spine buster powerbomb of sorts. 2 and 3. Io Sky has officially been eliminated. And now we are down to 3 from Team SmackDown. Becky Lynch is like, put me down, Nia. And now here comes Becky Lynch with those strikes coming right after Nia. I mean, Io Sky was impressive tonight. She almost eliminated Charlotte Flair despite Zoe Stark breaking it up. If Zoe wasn't there to break it up, I think honestly we see an elimination there. But obviously Zoe Stark did everything in her power to make sure that Team Raw stays alive here. It's perfectly legal within, obviously, the 5 count, no disqualification, stuff like that. As now Nikki Cross thrown off the ropes, running right through Nia Jax, but now Nia Jax with a big clothesline takes down the champ. Can Nikki Cross stay in this matchup longer against the U.S. champion Nia Jax? Cannot wait to see what Raw and SmackDown is going to be looking like after Survivor Series with the build-up of the Royal Rumble. What do the general managers have in store? I mean, a lot of greatness. Look at Nikki Cross just getting her face dragged across that mat, getting some mat burn. That is not going to be feeling too good. Is Nikki Cross about to get stomped out? Oh my goodness. That middle of that back, I feel bad for Nikki Cross that's just getting stomped out. And obviously the Wyatt Six are allowing Nikki Cross to settle her own battles tonight, but you know, you see too much of that. I wouldn't be surprised if Uncle Howdy came out here and put Nia Jax in her place. And it just feels like Nia Jax is just bullying the women's champion from SmackDown right now. This is just an onslaught attack. Let's see if Nia Jax is going to get the tag. Yes, we do. Here comes Zoe Stark. Zoe Stark, probably the MVP, probably the first quarter of this matchup, I would say. Just taking on anyone and everybody from the get-go. Nikki Cross going to the outside. Zoe Stark going to come right after Nikki Cross here. Well, at least it looked like she was going to. And Zoe looking to take it to the other SmackDown members here just briefly as Nikki Cross is taken out of the equation. Zoe Stark looking for a DDT and spikes her right on the hardest part of that apron. Becky Lynch is definitely going to be feeling that one in the morning. It might feel better if they walk out victorious as Zoe tossed right into the barricade. And coming up next, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to be going back to the WarGames structure. Is coming up next. It will be the Judgment Day taking on the team of Damian Priest, Ilya Dragunov, Carmelo Hayes, and Penta is Nikki Cross. Suicide dive through the middle rope. That is just craziness. She just takes herself out of this matchup. It's not a funny situation, I suppose, but just to see that randomly happen as Zoe Stark takes it to Becky Lynch there once again. And now, Rhea Ripley is not going to allow that. Nikki Cross finally stirring up to her feet. Zoe Stark getting a little too cocky and trying to take it to the rest of that SmackDown roster. Let's see if Nikki can maybe put away Zoe Stark. Tosses her in the corner. Are we going to see a tag maybe? Yes, we do. Champion on champion tag here. Here comes Rhea Ripley. Oh, big axe handle right there to the forearm there. Rhea Ripley. Look, is it time for a good old Riptide? Yes, it is. Riptide. Middle of that ring. 1, 2. And Charlotte Flair, of course. Out of all women to break it up, it's Charlotte Flair. Trying to send a message to Rhea Ripley with that one. And now Becky high risk from the second rope. Big time leg drop. I was going to say, if I was Becky, I'd go for the pinfall, but it seems like she has something else in mind. Maybe looking to hit her with the back bottom. Down goes Zoe, but it looks like Nia Jax. She saw it right away, and she's like, I got to help my partner and keep that game right now a 4-on-3 situation. Almost a different variation of a figure 4 leg lock. Middle of the ring. Zoe could tap out here, but I think Becky just trying to do enough damage to her. What can Team SmackDown do to keep themselves in this matchup? It's all about the numbers games, ladies and gentlemen. Let's look at Becky Lynch. Has the submission wrenched in on Zoe. Zoe has to tap out, and we are down to a 3-on-3 situation. Team Raw, Team SmackDown. Zoe Stark was very impressive, and certainly you got to give her props tonight as a double back body drop there as Lynch rolls outside the ring on her feet. And now here comes a big force, though, the irresistible force, missing Becky Lynch. And now Becky able to take her down. But you can see Becky Lynch holding her quad briefly there. Maybe it's just how she brought her down, but it seems like Becky was holding that quad briefly. Ooh, nice leg drop there from Becky Lynch. And now we've had those 2 eliminations, ladies and gentlemen. Who will be next? Because certainly once you get down to the 3-on-2 situations, it gets very difficult very quickly. As now Nia Jax tossed down to the other side of the arena here, closer to our timekeeper's area. Becky Lynch thinking about maybe tossing her back inside the ring, at least trying to. Nikki Cross has one of her big feet in the way, not allowing Nia Jax to be tossed inside the ring. And oh, wait a minute. Becky Lynch with a disarmer here at ringside. It won't help her win the matchup. It won't, even if Nia Jax were to tap out, Nia Jax would still be in this matchup. Just getting her arm ripped apart though. And while Nia Jax tries to recuperate here at ringside, it's time for Becky Lynch to bring the fight, or at least try to bring the fight. Didn't work out in our favor there. And now we got ourselves an even ball game. Becky Lynch is down and out. Nia Jax down and out. As Becky finally getting up to her feet. Gonna look to get some revenge this time around. Down goes Natalya. And down goes Charlotte Flair. Giving away 2-for-1 specials here live here in Toronto, Canada. Now the champion, Rhea Ripley, gets herself in this matchup as, spine buster. What a maneuver there. And now Nia Jax is running in to a brick wall here in the corner. This is not where you want to be if you are the United States champion. Nia Jax right now. You do not want to be in the corner and being essentially cut off from your team. At least in the ring, you can get yourself back in this matchup. But right now, they're dealing with Becky Lynch, Nikki Cross, and Rhea Ripley outside and right below them. As here comes Charlotte Flair looking to get involved if she needs to. This matchup is breaking down, ladies and gentlemen, very, very bad. I think Nia Jax was thinking about getting a tag here, but she's going to take her time. Making fun of this crowd here in Toronto, Canada. And now Rhea Ripley's going to make her pay. Here we go. Can she get her up? Yes, she does. Riptide. Here we go. Pinfall 1. Oh, Natalya right there to break it up. And the match will continue in the terms of no eliminations just yet. We have had a total of 2, but no more additional eliminations there. Nikki Cross again with that big jumping, or not really jumping, I guess we call it a falling elbow strike as Cross off the ropes, another leg drop. It is leg drop city in this match. And wait a minute, roll up, trying to steal an elimination here, and she does. Nikki Cross, women's champion, eliminated, and now we are down to 2 from SmackDown. And that was a team captain from SmackDown as well. As look at the eye rake there, and now Nia Jax has her up. Oh goodness, what a maneuver. Becky Lynch, she's right there to break it up though. And right now you got Natalya, Nia Jax, and Charlotte. And on the other side you got Rhea Ripley and Becky Lynch. SmackDown's gonna have to pull a comeback if they want to walk out victorious. But Natalya, the sharpshooter, is officially applied. Will Rhea Ripley tap out? No, not even close. Barely in there for probably a couple of seconds. Natalya trying to go for that discus clothesline. Rhea Ripley, thankfully for her case, she was able to grab her before hitting that, because that discus clothesline probably would have put Rhea Ripley away. As now Becky Lynch. What is she thinking about hitting here? From behind. Oh, the manhandle slam. We've not seen that in a good while. Pinfall opportunity. Will we see an elimination? 1, 2. No, Natalya kicks out. Back and forth we go, ladies and gentlemen. And this is where Rhea and Becky have to start turning up the heat and cut off the ring a little bit more. Now Rhea Ripley going to toss Natalya into the corner here. Going to build up some momentum. And look at Natalya saying, hey, you don't deserve to be in this part of the matchup. Almost like a haluva kick there from Rhea Bloody Ripley. Natalya trying to get the tag to Nia Jax, and here comes the irresistible force. Now we got a champion versus champion situation between Nia and Rhea Bloody Ripley. If you're Rhea, stop focusing on Natalya. Focus on Nia Jax. certainly, Rhea Ripley's going to end up costing herself this matchup, not focusing on focusing on Nia Jax, pardon me. I know she was probably just trying to get her out of the ring, but still, as Rhea Ripley busted wide open, Becky Lynch right there to break it up, though, again. Becky Lynch knows how big of a match this is right now. Uh-oh. Rhea in a bad spot. Oh, goodness. A leg drop right across the back / the lower neck area there of Rhea Ripley. Rhea Ripley could be just a matter of seconds away from a possible elimination. Oh, goodness. A big headbutt to that big open wound. And now looking for that big drop. Oh, goodness. Right to the midsection. Is this it? 1, 2, 3. And now we're down to 1. It is Becky Lynch having to survive the field. It is a 3-on-1 situation. As, oh, look at this. Armbar applied to Nia Jax. Will Nia have to tap out? Middle of the ring. But now Becky Lynch lets go of it. Becky Lynch fired up. Now you got Natalya in this matchup. We'll see how this fares as they back spot him out of nowhere. Is that enough to eliminate Natalya? 2, 3. Then we're down to 2. We got Charlotte. We got Becky. Charlotte tripping. It seemed like she was trying to hit a spear of sorts. That didn't work out in her favor. And now Becky Lynch with an exploder suplex there to Charlotte Flair. Team Raw might be throwing it. It might seem like it as Becky Lynch with a drop or a big leg drop across the neck area. Is that enough? 2, 3, and now we're down to 1. A V1 situation. Oh goodness. Nia Jax, that was like a knockout blow. She was not playing with Becky Lynch there. That was a full-on knockout shot. And now Nia Jax, so goodness, that spinning side slam, and Nia Jax might be allowing this match to go on no longer. She's picking up the scraps. Becky Lynch is not gonna be allowed to come back unless Becky can figure out something quickly. This matchup is about to go in the favor of Nia Jax here. She might be looking for that bonsai drop again. Nope. Gonna toss Becky Lynch to the other side of the ring. This is a full-on one-on-one situation. You cannot rely on anyone else except for yourself here. And right now it seems like this is Nia Jax's match to win here. Uh-oh, Nia looking for an Alabama slam right there in the corner. If I'm Nia, you go for the pinfall. You finish this matchup. This seems like this is a no-brainer of a situation. And now Nia has her up, and down goes Lynch. That certainly has to be the winning maneuver. 2, 3. Lynch put up one hell of a fight, but it ultimately, Team Raw walks out victorious. What a match. Almost saw a comeback of the ages, but Team Raw, despite having quote-unquote a lesser team from Team SmackDown, they walk out victorious. And if you bet on Team Raw, you got yourselves a winning set of skills of sorts and winning money line for sure tonight. But that was a big riptide in part of earlier on in that matchup. But back and forth we won it. It became a 3-on-1 situation after Nia would go on to eliminate Rhea Ripley. Bam, big maneuver there. Natalya would be eliminated. Or at least tried to be eliminated there. Obviously, it would be a 3-on-1 situation. Rhea Ripley would be eliminated, like I would say. And then ultimately, that 1-on-1 situation we would get to at the very end. Nia Jax was just too much for Becky Lynch. And Nia Jax walks out victorious and the lone survivor for Team Monday Night Raw. Big win, though, for Monday Night Raw. Natalya, Charlotte, Zoe start showing their support for the lone survivor, Nia Jax. What's next for her on the road to the Royal Rumble?
The following is a men's WarGames match. The rules of the match are as follows. 2 teams will be contained in separate cages, with 1 member of each team starting the match. At regular intervals, alternating members from each team will be released to enter the match. The team with the advantage will be the first to have a member released into the match. Once all competitors have entered, WarGames officially begins. The match can be won by pinfall or submission. Exiting the cage will result in a forfeit. Now, let the WarGames begin!
It is time for the War Games to start, as it is going to be Team Judgment Day versus Team Damian Priest. And making his way down to the ring first is the Punisher, Damian Priest, looking to punish the Judgment Day and make them pay for trying to take out not only Damian Priest but Rhea Ripley in the same situation. Yes, I'm very curious to see for the Judgment Day side of things, who do they throw out to Damian Priest first? Is it AJ Styles? Is it Dominic, JD McDonough? Like who exactly is the one guy that they throw out there and be like, hey, good luck, bud? It's a lot of mental games, especially early on in these War Games, because there's that 120-second intervals. Well, certainly a lot of stuff going on at these times. But we're about to find out, ladies and gentlemen, who will be facing off with Damian Priest early on in the cage. I don't know if Finn Balor honestly will be that one or not. I mean, if more power to Finn Balor if he decides to man up and be the one guy that actually show up, and it looks like it is. We're going to have Damian Priest and Finn Balor kick off this War Games structure matchup. This is a great thing to have. He's not throwing his guys to the wolves. He is the man manning up on the situation. He is going right after him. And like the question we keep asking too, ladies and gentlemen, is this the end of this rivalry? Does it come to an end tonight, live at Survivor Series? Obviously a lot to really take into tonight with these massive matches. And you know, we got plenty of matches still in store. You know, we still obviously have the John Cena Seth Rollins matchup. We still have the main event tonight as well. You know, a lot of matches still. I mean, it's 2 matches technically with this one, but it still takes up time. So coming up next on our lovely screens, ladies and gentlemen, will be the champion versus champion John Cena Seth Rollins matchup. Very well could be your main event, but it is not your main event tonight. As we are about to start this matchup, Finn Balor, Damian Priest, former Judgment Day pairings. Finn Balor kicking out Damian Priest, Rhea Ripley replacing it with Raquel Rodriguez, Liv Morgan, and even Carlito. And obviously AJ Styles is a part of the group as well. As here we go, Finn Balor, Damian Priest. Certainly not what we're expecting, but we're going to get it as Damian Priest tossed into the other side of that ring. Just that metal grating, man, that is a tough sell to a superstar to be like, oh yeah, I'm perfectly fine with that. And look at that spinning forearm strike. Now Priest going to look to send a message to Finn Balor, going to literally punish the Prince of the Judgment Day right here, right now. This is the opportune time to do it. And obviously, ladies and gentlemen, we know that the Judgment Day do not have the advantage. You heard that correctly. It is Damian Priest's team that has the actual advantage in this match. Finn Balor all the way up top. He's already thinking about hitting a big high-risk maneuver. Oh, goodness.
And luckily for Damian Priest, he moved right out of the way, and he's going to make Finn Balor pay. There's a big-time suplex there from Priest. And now, just there's some big boots there from the Punisher, Damian Priest. Like we mentioned, looking to punish, literally punish Finn Balor tonight. Question is for the next man up for Damian Priest's team is who is it going to be? Obviously, we have three choices. Could you imagine if it's Ilya Dragunov? I mean, Penta would be a great, and so would Carmelo Hayes. Damian Priest just stomping away right on that midsection there, and then a big boot just for good measure. And now Priest going to toss Finn Balor into the corner. And again, just stomping away, just trying to systematically beat down Finn Balor. Again, just stomping away in the ribs. You got to work on slowing down Damian Priest. Or I should say, slowing down Finn Balor. And it looks like up next is Ilya Dragunov, ladies and gentlemen. And Ilya looking to get right into this fight here. And look at Priest throwing it right to Ilya Dragunov here. Now this is where they can get very creative, these two, until the likes of a McDonough, Mysterio, or Styles comes into this matchup here. And if you're Finn Balor, I would have gone to the other ring. You gotta try to get a breather here in this 2-on-1 situation, because he's gonna get his ass kicked. So he's gonna have to try to withstand this action. Look at the chest already; it is already getting bruised. So is the back of Finn Balor. So this is gonna be a long night for Finn Balor, unless they can figure it out. But the Judgment Day, it seems like, have been the king of the WarGames structure. It's a big clothesline there from behind. Finn Balor can fight back as much as he can here, but trying to fight off two dangerous superstars like Ilya Dragunov and Damian Priest, he's certainly got two killers on his team. And, you know, obviously Penta's a vicious dude. Carmelo Hayes, certainly a big name on the SmackDown, as well as a flatliner. Down goes Finn Balor. And normally Damian Priest would probably go for the pinfall already, but obviously in these situations you can't until you're officially locked inside of the cage. You have everybody inside of this match. As South of Heaven chokeslam, down goes Balor. Now Dragunov looking to go to work. This is just an onslaught. Finn Balor is down and out. He's continuing to get his butt kicked. Who is going to be joining Balor and getting their butt kicked? Let's go ahead and see who it is. It is AJ Styles, the phenomenal one. And I guarantee this is hard for AJ Styles. He has to do this right now because of losing that match. A part of, obviously, that Finn Balor AJ Styles match up there around SummerSlam, where he lost, and unfortunately he had to join the Judgment Day, and he has to do whatever Finn Balor wants him to do. And right now, he wants him to get some help right now. Ooh, big axe handle there. That actually helped out Damian Priest and company, even though he got his knee taken out there briefly, but certainly it did help out. And now Dragunov and AJ Styles. This is a big-time matchup, big-time interaction between these two. Now this is where it gets very, very brutal very quickly. And again, you know, Damian Priest, was taking it to Finn Balor, but Balor now starting to, at least for his sake, he's hoping that will be enough to really get himself going in this matchup. Finn Balor looking for a 1916, drops Damian Priest on his head. And on the left side of your screen, you got AJ Styles, Ilya Dragunov going at it. You got yourselves a one-on-one contest on both sides. It's Dragunov kneeing the crap out of AJ Styles' head there. Now Balor with an abdominal stretch here. Obviously, this wouldn't be enough to put him away as Dragunov with a brutal forearm strike that has won him matches multiple times in his career. And surprisingly, no No weapons have been involved as AJ Styles just busted wide open. Finn Balor looking to strike possibly. Ilya Dragunov now with a release power bomb, but he gets dropped like a bad habit. And let's see who's next. It is Penta Zero Miedo making his way to the ring. Finn Balor from the top. Coup de grace. And Penta now gonna introduce an LED pipe. That is bound to get crazy. As Balor with a big time takedown of Dragunov. And now we have at least one weapon inside the ring. Not that light bulb. I think it's an LED bulb of sorts. That is going to break easily. Question is, who is it going to be over? Oh, goodness. Right over the Finn Balor's body. You can tell those marks on the body, ladies and gentlemen, just continue to grow. Look at the welts on the back of Finn Balor. And now Priest, oh no, he's going to toss him. He's going to toss him at the camera. Bam! Oh my goodness. Damian Priest told Finn Balor he was going to punish him inside of this cage, and he has lived up to every single aspect of what he said he was going to do. And now Dragunov, look at these open-handed palm strikes, and now Penta getting involved. 2-on-1 situation. Ilya Dragunov was looking for that torpedo headbutt, and now Priest and Balor now going back at it. Priest was allowing Balor to get some much-needed rest there instead of capitalizing and staying on him here. We said this is a 3-on-2 situation at this opportune time. Balor now looking for a 1916 once again, but now you got Penta on the attack. And now Penta, going for that drop kick in the corner. Balor was able to at least move out the way briefly. But now, wait a minute, Styles, is he thinking Styles Clash? No, he's thinking Brainbuster. Or I should say Pile Driver, pardon me. Who's next? It is the big head, JD McDonough. McDonough looking to make a big presence in this matchup. He's been with the Judgment Day for a couple years now, doing quite well. And it seems like McDonough might be introducing some weapons. Oh, a guitar, okay. Very random, but a guitar, that certainly changes things of sorts. We'll see how that's going to fare as Styles connects with a brutal elbow drop across the ring here. And now we got ourselves an even ball game right now. Styles looking for the Styles Clash to Ilya Dragunov. Bam! Down goes Dragunov. Balor busted open. Damian Priest looking for the Razor's Edge to JD McDonough. He's about to welcome him into the ring. And now Styles has the calf killer, pardon me. But it obviously was broken up. Penta with that nice maneuver. And then we also just had that guitar broken over AJ Styles as well. About to show no fear. About to show no fear is Penta to Finn Balor. Finn Balor is going to have to take some time off after this matchup. He is just being dominated. If he's on Friday Night SmackDown, he must have a medical team that is just out of this world. Because it is the beating he's sustaining tonight is out of this world. A nice maneuver there from Priest. JD McDonough takes it to Penta there. McDonough trying to help out his team as much as possible. Priest and AJ Styles going at it. Styles back and forth. Looking for a Styles Clash on the broken piece of the guitar. And Damian Priest now is busted open. And you can't be surprised because that was right on the head part. As now we wait for the fourth member of Damian Priest to make his way down to the ring. And it is him, Carmelo Hayes. Will Hayes just join the club, or is he going to get ourselves a weapon here? There's a good old-fashioned kendo stick. That is a must-have. It's a coup de grace to Penta, pardon me. And now, there's a Damian Priest steel chair there. He tossed in the ring. That is a Damian Priest steel chair there. I don't know if you can fully see it there, ladies and gentlemen. But the Judgment Day seems like they have tossed that in there. Carmelo Hayes, I don't think he obviously saw what it was. He just grabbed a steel chair, but certainly it's a damn shame that Damian Priest happens to have a clown chair in there. And now Carmelo Hayes looking to help out his teammates if possible. It seems like they have it locked down at this opportune time. Maybe we'll go after Styles here. Styles is using those weapons he introduced. And then we were just down to one, ladies and gentlemen. We wait for the presence of Dominic Mysterio. As what a kick there from Penta in the corner. Ilya Dragunov getting double teamed by Carmelo and Ilya there briefly. And oh goodness, Penta just getting that steel, not the steel, but the table off the way. Now Dragunov, what a maneuver there through the ropes. And now, goodness, with the steel chair there. Carmelo with an elbow right across the chest. And now you got Penta using that chair that was introduced. Oh goodness, and then Ilya Dragunov making JD McDonough bleed. And now Zero Miedo, no fear himself, taking it to Styles. JD McDonough dropping Ilya Dragunov. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we wait. In just a matter of seconds, Dirty Dominic Mysterio will be joining us here tonight. Let's see what Dirty Dom has in store. Penta taking it to AJ Styles, drops him with a brutal maneuver. Does Dominic want to grab a weapon? It sure seems like he's going to. There's a big stomp and another guitar that we have. I don't know how many guitars we have underneath that ring, but we have at least one more. And then, oh, we can't have Dirty Dom without some trash. He throws himself in the ring. And no, he's still not done. He's taking his time. Finn Balor with a coup de grace, at least trying to hit it. And now another LED pipe. And now, once this door is closed, the WarGames will begin. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Who is walking out victorious? Is it Damian Priest's team? Very close, though. Carmelo Hayes looking to use that table to his advantage. Ilya Dragunov takes it to Finn Balor. Look at Finn Balor, ladies and gentlemen. He looks like he is part of just a crime scene. He is taken out as Damian Priest with a frog splash there to AJ Styles. Oh, Penta with the code breaker. Dominic Mysterio's in a bad way. South of Heaven chokeslam from Damian Priest to AJ Styles. Surprised they're not going to go for the pinfall. This could very well be enough. As, oh goodness, dropping him like a sack of potatoes as a flapjack takedown there. JD McDonough bringing the fight to Carmelo Hayes and dropping him on that metal grating. Something's got to give here. Who is going to walk out victorious in this War Game structure? McDonough with a standing Spanish fly on that Damian Priest clown chair. While hell's breaking loose. Finn Balor, Finn Balor with a coup de grace. Oh my goodness. That could be enough to put away Ilya Dragunov, if I'm honest with you. AJ Styles with the calf killer over there briefly. Match is breaking down, obviously. This match has been broken down from the beginning. But still, this matchup has been great. Finn Balor dissecting Ilya Dragunov here on your left side of the screen. Everyone else on the right-hand side. Carmelo Hayes. Carmelo Hayes. Can he pick up the win for his group? Yes, they do. Carmelo Hayes pins JD McDonough. Balor realizing it at the very last second. And Damian Priest's team picks up the win. Carmelo Hayes, like we said, pinning JD McDonough. What a fantastic matchup. McDonough eating up the pinfall. Balor looking like like I said, it was a crime scene. It was literally a crime scene for that man. He literally was destroyed in that matchup. You saw a little bit of everything. Kendo sticks, chairs with Damian Priest on it. Everything you can think of, it was used tonight. Let's look at that frog splash halfway across the ring to Styles there. We would see a South of Heaven chokeslam right on that, and then a Spanish fly to Ilya Dragunov, then a Spanish fly to Damian Priest. Penta would connect with a vicious maneuver as well. And then that's where Carmelo Hayes would get the pinfall. Styles
obviously was with Penta there, but ultimately look at the destruction from both, or I should say all four of these men. They went to hell and back. Priest, he's gone through hell and back for these guys, but Carmelo Hayes picks up the pinfall for his group of guys. What a win tonight. And look at Dragunov's back. Jesus, man, what a brutal match, and it was worth it at the end of the night. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it is your last champion versus champion affair. It is a one-on-one contest. It is the World Heavyweight Champion Seth frickin' Rollins taking on SmackDown's undisputed WWE Champion John Cena. Going one-on-one tonight. You saw on Friday Night SmackDown, Rollins and Cena go at it, part of that tag team affair where it was Roman and Seth taking on The Rock and John Cena. John Cena and The Rock would end up picking up the victory, but we'll see if it will be a little different here tonight, live at Survivor Series. Tonight's been just one hell of a show from top to bottom, ladies and gentlemen. We've seen new tag team champions in the women's division, that being the Judgment Day's Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez from the Judgment Day. So at least one thing went well for the Judgment Day today, at least. Drew McIntyre's team walks out victorious, defeating Team Triple H. We saw Team Monday Night Raw walk out victorious. Big win from that group. And then obviously Sheamus from SmackDown defeats LA Knight. You had the Dudley Boys from Monday Night Raw picking up the win. And just moments ago we saw the Judgment Day losing to Damian Priest's team as Carmelo Hayes pinned J.D. McDonough. And now you get ourselves a good old-fashioned John Cena, Seth frickin' Rollins match. It's a big-time matchup on your television screens here. Do the best here in WWE. Cena with that change in attitude has certainly helped, which is surprising to me anyway. But you know, sometimes you gotta go a different route in your career and see if it works out. And for the most part, for John Cena, it has worked out. You know, a lot of storylines coming into this matchup, but certainly storylines coming out of this matchup is obviously for John Cena. We know who John Cena is facing at the Royal Rumble. That is Cody Rhodes. He is still the #1 contender to that championship. It was supposed to be Braun Breaker and Cody Rhodes, but obviously that changes. But still, at the Royal Rumble, it will be John Cena. It will be Cody Rhodes for that undisputed WWE Championship. So we at least know one championship match for sure for the Royal Rumble. Referee rings the bell. Here we go. Cena and Seth frickin' Rollins. Little collar elbow tie-up, little feeling out process. Getting those jitters out right there. No, look at Cena. Cena, I think he busted. No, Cena got busted open somehow. He punched Rollins so hard that it made his head bust open. I can't explain to you how that makes sense, but Cena hit Rollins so hard that he got busted open. I guess, is that calling Cena too old, fragile? I don't know, but certainly a little filling out process. This matchup is getting very intense right away. Charles Robinson, I don't envy him to be in this position right now. Collar elbow tie-up tosses Cena in the corner. That cut is massive on the side of John Cena there, ladies and gentlemen. This could get ugly quickly. As a strong kick out at 1.5. I mean, honestly, as you can see, Seth Rollins going at that open wound that got busted open somehow that I can't try to explain it to you guys. But
certainly right now, Seth is taking it to the undisputed champion right now, the world champion, bringing that fight. Certainly going to beat the snot out of John Cena after that beating that Cena gave him weeks ago. And then in the main event, we saw that very competitive matchup. Maybe Cena's just still not 100% from that matchup, and it didn't take much. It only took a maneuver of his own doing to get busted open. I still just cannot get how that happens. As Cena coming off the ropes, here we go. Here comes Cena. This is vintage John Cena, setting him up for the 5-knuckle shuffle. Nope, he's going to go for the pinfall. He thinks that's going to be enough to put away Rollins, and it is not, though. Close, but no cigar. Nice drop kick there for that standing drop kick there to Rollins. And this is where Cena's got to dig down deep if he wants to win this matchup. Bring that big fight to Seth Rollins. A back suplex, folding him like an accordion. Seth Rollins is in trouble now. At least in that time he was. Uh-oh, Cena has him up. Military press slam, possibly. Nope, that's a, oh my goodness, that's almost like an F10 of sorts. Not an FU or an F5. That is a F10 of sorts. Taking it to Seth freaking Rollins. That is a different type of maneuver. Cena pulling out of his repertoire. Oh, but Rollins slips out of it and attacks that left knee there of John Cena. Rollins with the springboard crossbody trying to connect to John Cena, but luckily for Rollins, Cena is still down and out. It's a big stomp to the ribs there. That is not going to be feeling too good. Oh, stomp to the midsection. Here we go. Pedigree! Pedigree to Cena. Is that enough? One. Oh, wow. Just a 1 count. And people are thinking, is that Super Cena? You just kicked out at a 1. That was absolutely brutal. At least for the ego of Seth Rollins. He's just like, I just hit him with a pedigree. Cena's gotten hit with plenty of pedigrees throughout his career against Triple H. And for him to take it like that, he took it like a champ. Cena now going for an attitude adjustment, taking too much time, but he hits him over the top rope there. And uh-oh, Cena now, oh goodness. He's pointing at someone in the crowd about what he's about to do. Cena high risk. Cena flying cross body. Turns Seth Rollins inside out. Now this is going to get even more brutal here at ringside. Even more. This matchup was already brutal in the first probably minute as they were going back and forth. Cena was already busted open. They were going back and forth with cheap shots. This match is personal. It has gotten very personal on the road to Survivor Series, and with Cena just being champion for a couple weeks now. And now Cena going to show you that strength and power. Time for a good old-fashioned gut wrench suplex, I believe. Down goes Rollins, focusing on that lower back. And hey, Cena working on those legs, you know, maybe he sets up a submission hold here. Uh-oh. Oh, is he thinking figure 4? Is he thinking figure 4? Cena here, submission hold here. Right in front of Charles Robinson. Will Rollins have to tap out? No, but we know Rollins has had some issues with the legs over the years. Cena now, high risk, high reward situation. 5-knuckle shuffle from the top rope. Is that enough? 1, 2... No, Rollins kicks out, and look at Cena. He's like, really? Or you got to be kidding me. Uh-oh, Cena flips him over. Is it time? Yes, it is. The STFU. STFU to Rollins. Center of the ring. He makes Rollins tap out. Center of that ring. What a match. Back and forth. Rollins early on, busting open Cena. We would see the pedigree. Rollins never got to the curb stomp, though. And I think that's a pivotal thing for John Cena in this matchup. He never allowed Seth frickin' Rollins to get to that curb stomp in his moveset. And that allowed Cena ultimately to walk out victorious here tonight. Big back suplex coming up here on your screen, folding him like an accordion, like I said. At that point in juncture in that matchup. And look, I thought this was going to be a military press line, but look at this. It's almost like an F10 type of maneuver, just throwing him up in the air. Was not enough, though, as you'll see just here in this mere seconds, but the velocity on how he threw up Seth Rollins, that was absolutely brutal. We would see a pedigree right here. Cena has taken a bunch of these throughout the years, especially when he's faced Triple H, but that was just a 1 count. Cena leading across body halfway across there, and then a 5-knuckle shuffle right here. Bam! Kill shot to Seth freaking Rollins, getting that 1, 2. No, he did not get the 3. Obviously, he taps him out. Just when you thought that 5-knuckle shuffle from the top would be enough, Cena makes Rollins tap out. And Cena, your undisputed champion, he builds momentum for that Royal Rumble match where it's going to be Cena Rhodes for the undisputed WWE Championship. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it is main event time here for Survivor Series WarGames here in Toronto, Canada. We want to once again thank you guys so much for tuning in for this very special edition of Survivor Series WarGames. Raw and SmackDown are officially tied 2-2. This is the dissection. This is the be-all, this is the deal breaker of the Raw versus SmackDown matches. I guess if you really wanted to, you could have given SmackDown the Judgment Day win against, obviously, Monday Night Raw, but since that championship's kind of on both brands, it is not counted as an official part of the Raw versus SmackDown side of things. So right now, Raw and SmackDown, they are 2-2. Who will get that decisive 3rd win tonight? It's been back and forth from the get-go, and Monday Night Raw has to love that. But William Regal wants to put the decisive pin in there and have that win officially over SmackDown. I mean, obviously, SmackDown has dominated over the years. Will tonight, Monday Night Raw, change the trajectory of that? Aleister Black is hoping so. Aleister Black not only wants to win, but certainly he wants to reap the rewards of what comes when you win the overall thing, as well as, impress your general manager. And now here comes the Viper, Randy Orton. Going to be a first ballot Hall of Famer whenever he decides to put his boots away. But we're still glad to have Randy Orton, still glad to have him in our presence. And tonight, it is all these superstars in this matchup. This is going to be almost like a generational type of match with the talent that we have in this matchup. It was already feeling like a WrestleMania this week for Raw and SmackDown, but now it all comes together. We get our main event of the evening, ladies and gentlemen. Who walks out victorious for Team Stone Cold Steve Austin and Team Cody Rhodes? A bunch of hard hitters on both sides of things. You got that darkness on both sides with Aleister Black and Uncle Howdy. You got the powerfulness on both sides of Gunther and Braun Breaker. Obviously, CM Punk almost has that cowardliness. Obviously, he does have that cowardliness, do anything he can to win. Randy Orton willing to do whatever he wants to as well, but the fans love him for it. And then you got Stone Cold and Cody Rhodes, two that when added on SmackDown in a singles matchup with Stone Cold Steve Austin defeating Cody Rhodes. Will that happen again, but this time in a team atmosphere? We're about to find out, man. This is going to be absolutely phenomenal. This is going to be great. I cannot wait for this matchup to officially get underway, as now we wait for Gunther to make his way down to the ring. Gunther, former world heavyweight champion, making
his presence known, former United States champion as well. Certainly having Gunther on Team Raw, this is a big addition to the Monday Night Raw side of things. Can't wait to see how brutal this match is going to be with him. And Gunther's the type of brutal superstar that he doesn't need a WarGames matchup to show you all the welts that he can do. He can do that with his bare hands. And certainly, if we see Braun Breaker and Gunther in the same ring together, ladies and gentlemen, it is going to be combustible as all hell. Gunther defeating, though, Braun Breaker in a singles matchup, already sending a message to Breaker, but certainly it is going to be hard hitting for sure. Really looking forward to seeing how that is going to turn out. A little bit of everything in this matchup tonight. Sold out capacity crowd here in Toronto, Canada. You're going to be absolutely loving this night from top to bottom. And now they're going to love it even more as here comes the team captain for Monday Night Raw, Stone Cold Steve Austin. It looked like Steve was going to end up losing to Cody Rhodes, but Cody Rhodes, maybe dropped the ball a little bit. Stone Cold Steve Austin showed you why he's a WWE Hall of Famer, one of the best to ever do it inside of the square circle here in WWE. And he brought the fight to Cody Rhodes and walked out victorious. I'm very curious to see who's actually going to be starting off this matchup. Could we get Stone Cold and Cody Rhodes to kick us off, or will it, obviously be different superstars? We'll see, but it'll be almost like what that WarGames matchup was, where the two top guys from each not brand, but obviously from each team, Finn Balor and Damian Priest went at it, and Priest he literally punished Finn Balor in that matchup. There was no way the Judgment Day were walking out unscathed on that matchup. But now it is time for Team SmackDown to make their way down to the ring, and it will be Uncle Howdy making his way down to the ring. Big presence for Uncle Howdy. Obviously, with his brother no longer being with us, he's carrying out the vision of Bray Wyatt, and we'll kind of see what direction they go after tonight here at Survivor Series, win or loss. What does that look like for Uncle Howdy? What is his, intentions? What is he going after? Or who, I should say, will they go after? And there he is himself, Uncle Howdy, a.k.a. Bo Dallas. Making his way down to the ring. That mandible claw, absolutely vicious, if I do say so myself. And this song, you just cannot get over this type of song, ladies and gentlemen. Reminds us too much of Bray Wyatt, and certainly wish Bray was still here so they could work together. But Bray watching on, Uncle Howdy carrying on, he's watching his brother carrying out his career, and I guarantee his smile is from ear to ear watching his brother carry on his legacy. And especially with men and women, part of that group that certainly Bray knew oh so well, especially Eric Rowan and the rest of the crew, in as well, Nikki Cross. But very curious to see what the future of the Wyatt Six looks like here on SmackDown. Championships, rivalries wise, everything is going to be changing. And could you imagine Uncle Howdy going after a undisputed WWE Championship? Intentions are already there. I mean, the Royal Rumble, we've already had superstars, ladies and gentlemen, already putting their names in for the Royal Rumble. We saw the Big Diesel, the Big Shaq Daddy himself, Shaquille O'Neal was in the house, and he's already
putting his name into that Royal Rumble matchup. He's saying he's going on to main event WrestleMania. And I mean, he's going to be hard to throw out the ring. So realistically, I can't say that I don't blame him how he's not going to be the guy to win. And here we go, CM Punk, the best in the world, losing on Monday Night Raw recently to Randy Orton. After the matchup, CM Punk would fake an injury and ultimately would cheap shot Randy Orton. That's the type of guy CM Punk is. Looking to do anything that he feels right for himself in the terms of what he did, is sending a direct message to Randy Orton. It's just in terms of you just can't trust CM Punk. It's clobbering time for CM Punk. Can he put Team Raw to sleep tonight? Big matchup, big fight feel, big names from top to bottom. This is the type of matchup you want to see, especially to main event Survivor Series, ladies and gentlemen. This is the type of pay-per-view you want to see. Especially with Royal Rumble just weeks away. You know, guys are going to be even more, I would say, tight and more methodical on what they want to do, because that not only they want to make a name for themselves if they already haven't made a name for themselves, but they want to go on to the Royal Rumble. They want to go on to main event WrestleMania. Women get one night and the men get one night. And any of the 8 superstars in this matchup, could they very well go on to main event WrestleMania? We know this is Stone Cold Steve Austin's last WrestleMania. He's officially retiring this year. What's Stone Cold's retirement match? Is it a World Championship matchup? We'll see. And now here comes the badass Braun Breaker, former undisputed champion, before ultimately being cost by Gunther, being attacked by Gunther, and John Cena was able to pick up the scraps. Now we know at Royal Rumble it will be John Cena and Cody Rhodes for the undisputed championship. And that's already one big matchup, plus the Royal Rumble, and plus many other matches that we'll have confirmed for that event. But really looking forward to this, ladies and gentlemen, especially this matchup right now. You know, not only Braun Breaker, there's so many storylines going in this matchup, and one of them obviously is Breaker having to work with, obviously, CM Punk being in this matchup. You know, obviously Breaker and Punk have gone back and forth, and then Breaker on the other side having Gunther on that side of things, and then obviously there's just so much going on, especially Gunther costing him the world champion, or the undisputed WWE championship. That's one of the bigger signs as well in this match. But now we wait for the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes, to make his presence known. Former undisputed champion, former WWE champion, the American Nightmare is here, and he's looking to make Team Raw a whole nightmare tonight. And there he is, ladies and gentlemen. Cody Rhodes is in the building. The crowd has absolutely exploded. They are ready to see the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes. He has done so much in so little time, the couple years that he has since coming back to WWE. He saved Team Raw from becoming the NWO to becoming the Monday Night Nitro. It could have been becoming WCW. Cody Rhodes saved that. Then the next night over, the championship was vacated. It was Samoa Joe, Drew McIntyre, and Cody Rhodes for the vacated WWE championship. Cody Rhodes, he completes his story and becomes the WWE champion. Throughout the years, it would be Cody and Bray Wyatt, if I remember correctly, for a unification matchup to become the undisputed WWE champion.
Cody Rhodes would win that matchup. Cody Rhodes would be obviously becoming multi-time WWE champion / undisputed champion here in the series, dealing with a lot of big name superstars on his way throughout the rosters, and certainly winning tonight and becoming, not only big time, leading Team SmackDown to victory, but he has himself an undisputed WWE Championship match at the Royal Rumble. As the matchup is started, Aleister Black, Uncle Howdy, 1-on-1. And now Uncle Howdy looking to hit a big power bomb. It looks like bam. That honestly could be it. Could you imagine if that's going to be enough? No, not yet. Just a 1 count early on here, as we saw these two go at it on SmackDown recently, with Aleister Black picking up the win, picking it up with that black mass. Big elbow strike misses across the chest there. And now this is where Aleister Black looks to bring the fight to Uncle Howdy here. Both men had a hell of a night on Friday Night SmackDown a couple nights ago, bringing the big fight, but like we said, Aleister Black getting the big pinfall victory. Back and forth we go between Black and Uncle Howdy. And now Howdy, oh goodness, that was vicious, taking down Aleister Black. And now here comes CM Punk. We're going to see if I do remember correctly, this would be the first time they've ever encountered each other, Aleister Black and CM Punk. Well, briefly, but now we get Randy and CM Punk. We saw this on Monday Night Raw. Randy Orton certainly going to look to get his sweet revenge. And could you imagine the first elimination being Punk, but not in that situation? And now here comes CM Punk. Well, briefly, Punk was. And now Orton going to go high risk, high reward situation. Here comes Randy Orton. The Viper from the top rope district, big axe handle, takes down Punk. Pinfall opportunity. Could he be our first elimination of the night? Oh, just a 1.5. The matchup continues. We'll see who the very first elimination will be here tonight. Who very well could be that first elimination. That is tough with the guys that we have in this ring. If I was a betting man, I wouldn't be a very good betting man, because honestly, I don't know who could be that guy that's going to be per se knocked off or first eliminated. Is an STO reversal from Randy Orton. Punk trying to get a tag. Orton hearing those voices right now here in Toronto. He's going to try to keep himself very civil at this opportune time, but I don't know how much longer before those voices get to him too much, and ultimately he's going to have to unleash some demons of sorts. Orton now going to dissect CM Punk, and oh, look at this. That's going to get in some rope burn right there across the temple. Who would you guys like to see here from Team Raw and Team SmackDown? Do you guys think it's going to be a full-on sweep? Is it a 4-0 sweep? Is it a 2-1? What do you guys expect? I mean, so far for the traditional Survivor Series that we've seen tonight so far, it's come down to the last couple men and women in each group. So there's a possibility that it does the same. As here comes a tag, and we got ourselves an interaction. Braun Breaker and Stone Cold Steve Austin. The number of dream matches you have in here. I mean, Stone Cold and Braun Breaker, that'd be a hard-hitting matchup, but the speed and agility of Breaker to be able to spear people in half, and then Stone Cold Steve Austin, the Texas Rattlesnake, try to slow down Braun Breaker. I mean, there's plenty of potential in that matchup. As over the head suplex. Gunther and Stone Cold would be an awesome matchup. Certainly Stone Cold CM Punk, that's a dream match in its own right as well. And now Breaker from behind. Here we go. Oh, goodness. Bouncing his head right off that top turnbuckle. And now Cody Rhodes, the American Nightmare, looking to go to work here and just stomping away, or at least trying to, but Stone Cold saw that coming. And now here comes the Texas Rattlesnake. So they both bump into each other, and then a clothesline. Pinfall opportunity. Will this be enough? No. Plenty still left in the tank for all 4 competitors on each side. It's going to be one hell of a night. And it has been one hell of a night, I should say. Certainly we are tied
on both sides. Raw has 2, SmackDown has 2. Seth Rollins and John Cena, heck of a co-main event of the evening. We've seen a lot of just great professional wrestling in general tonight. Tearing down the house. Stone Cold about to be eliminated by Uncle Howdy, but not just yet. And look at Gunther kind of playing a little bit of a distraction. Sometimes you got to do a little bit of a distraction to get your team back into things. And I don't know if that was the intention of Stone Cold, or I should say of Gunther, but certainly very well could have helped out. It has not worked out so far. And now Uncle Howdy. Oh goodness, what a backbreaker, man. And Uncle Howdy staying on the assault here. Uncle Howdy with these clubbing blows to the back of the neck. Stone Cold has had multiple neck fusions in his career, so that is something to really look out forward to. Or look out forward to, pardon me. I think I just said that, but whatever. Braun Breaker now. Uh-oh. Insiguri flips him inside out. Let's see who comes inside this ring now. Aleister Black. Aleister Black and Braun Breaker. That's a hell of a matchup there. We get our first interaction of the night between these two. Jumping knee strike from Black. And now Aleister Black looking to stay on the assault here. Telling Braun Breaker to get up to his feet. Breaker in a bad predicament here. Black with the Meteora. Takes down Breaker. Pinfall opportunity. Is that enough? No, just a 1 count. And of all superstars, CM Punk was the one to at least try to get in the ring to break it up there. Look at these slaps, punches, kicks, everything you can think of as an over-the-head suplex. Breaker not going to look for the tag. Here comes Uncle Howdy. And now we get these two that we saw to begin the matchup. Aleister Black, brainbuster into the pinfall. What a unique combination, too. No, Uncle Howdy stays in it. How much more can Uncle Howdy withstand that? That was a brutal brainbuster into the pinfall combination. Black mass out of nowhere. Certainly could be enough. And that is a 3. Breaker shows up into the ring but does not break up the pinfall. That is very intriguing, to say so myself there. Very curious to see how Uncle Howdy will fare as he walks away already eliminated. I was expecting Uncle Howdy to have a big night, to be honest with you. But obviously when your team doesn't break it up, Breaker not helping out his team, certainly that is coming to blows type of moment. There's a wasteland type of maneuver there from Cody Rhodes. Cody staying on Aleister Black here. He's not allowing Aleister Black to continue to bring the fight. And say Cody should cut off the ring, and he does. Cody Rhodes now gonna work that left quad area. That is not going to feel too good. And now going to get the tag. Here comes Braun Breaker back inside the ring. Almost like a gut punch of sorts going down. Oh, goodness, everything is just breaking down. It's like a 2-for-1 special there. Breaker now. Oh, able to... Oh, no, not able to slip out of it. Big knee, or dropping Breaker on his knee. Into the spinning knee strike. What a vicious maneuver. This is how dangerous Aleister Black is, ladies and gentlemen. That is just brutal. And now it might look like Randy Orton might be able to pick up the scraps here. Breaker in a predicament of his own right. Breaker, vintage, Randy Orton with that spiking DDT. Down goes Breaker. The dogs are not barking because they've been put down by a snake. And now an armbar of sorts from Randy Orton. Don't really see this too much in Breaker now. CM Punk seemed like he was very reluctant as a spear. Spear out of nowhere from Braun Breaker. The dogs are barking now. 2, 3. I don't know, Randy Orton is busted, or not busted wide open, but he is down and out, and we are down to 3 for both sides. Gunther now. Over the head. Oh, goodness, and now Breaker is busted open. Look at that cut, too. That is deep. But wait a minute, Breaker fighting out of it, and down goes Gunther now. 3-on-3 situation. We've saw Uncle Howdy eliminated. Now you have Randy Orton eliminated. The dogs are awoken he got put down by a snake. Or put down a snake, pardon me. This dog is just too much. Breaker now with a pinfall opportunity. But no, just a 1 count. And now Cody Rhodes getting tagged inside this ring. And Cody and Gunther here. This is bound to be one hellacious matchup for sure with Cody and Gunther in it. And look at Cody working that left leg. Working that left leg. You got to against the big man. That strength and power that Gunther uses from time to time, or all the time, honestly. Obviously, Gunther can still use his hands and his arms with how brutal his slaps are, but still, I mean, certainly able to do that. And Cody Rhodes very ballsy right now with those open-handed chops. And Cody Rhodes feeling pretty good about himself. But Cody Rhodes allowing Gunther to get the tag. Here comes Aleister Black with that jumping kick strike. And Black doing the right thing, staying on Cody Rhodes here. Here we go. Aleister Black with the jumping knee strike. Is that enough to put away Cody? 2. Oh no, that's just a 1. 1 count, very close to a 2. And now Aleister Black has him up. Cody Rhodes, though, trying to fight out of it, and he does. Kick to the midsection. Cody Rhodes has him up. Time for a good old-fashioned pedigree. Aleister Black has it well scouted into a clothesline. We saw pedigree earlier on tonight on John Cena, but that was not enough to put away Cena earlier on tonight. And now we got the team captains of both Raw and SmackDown going at it. But Cody Rhodes in trouble. 2. 2.5. Cody Rhodes fighting to stay alive at this opportune time. And now Stone Cold from the second rope. I don't think he really needs to go high risk. He just needs to stay on Cody. That's all he got to do. There's a big axe handle, though. Puts down Cody. Cody trying to get the tag. Aleister Black trying to fire up this crowd. And now we get CM Punk and Aleister Black. Here we go. Collar elbow tie up. CM Punk tosses him into the corner. Big haymaker in the corner, sending a message to Aleister Black in good old-fashioned clotheslines. And now Punk with a back suplex, dropping him right on the hardest part of the ring there. And that's not the apron at that point, but that's the middle of the ring. Still highly effective. CM Punk with the Randy Macho Man Savage elbow. And now Punk looking to finish Aleister Black. Looking to eliminate Aleister Black here. And now here we go. Has him up. Go to sleep. The GTS to Aleister Black. Pinfall. 1. And Gunther right there to break it up. CM Punk cannot believe it as he allows Braun Breaker inside the ring. Will the dogs be barking to eliminate Aleister Black? Reversal from Black, though. Big moment for Aleister here. You can feel that intensity, the tension you can cut with a knife as a double stomp to the midsection. Is that going to be enough? Cody Rhodes, the captain, saving Braun Breaker from a possible elimination. This is anyone's ball game to win. It really feels like, as what a double kick to the face. Breaker might honestly be it, but Punk right there to save the day for Breaker. Getting double kick to the face, that's hard enough, but with how Aleister Black is, man, that is that is rough. Oh, look at Breaker, able to slip out of it. Both men are probably pretty sweaty at this opportune time. Breaker, look at this. Nice maneuver there. And Braun Breaker, these heavy strikes to the face of Aleister Black. Who is going to be eliminated next, man? These next moments are going to be absolutely crucial for both teams here. Aleister Black maybe looking for a tag. Yes, he will. He will tag in Stone Cold Steve Austin. We'll see what Stone Cold can do to the young upstart Braun Breaker, who has been undisputed champion. Ooh, a very ballsy of Stone Cold flips off Breaker to lead it into a clothesline. Especially right in the corner to do that. I mean, it could end up in so many bad ways there, but for, Stone Cold, he was able to use it to his advantage. Breaker now from behind after that mistake from Stone Cold. No tag. Breaker gonna throw him on that top turnbuckle and bust Stone Cold Steve Austin wide open. And look at that. Now that one's gushing, man. That is a big cut off that turnbuckle. Even though that turnbuckle padding is on there, doesn't mean that you won't get busted wide open. Stone Cold is in trouble, ladies and gentlemen. Breaker setting up to get high speeds. A big knee strike into the corner. Will that be enough to eliminate the team captain of Raw? No. Still way too early to eliminate a man like Stone Cold. And oh no, the straps are off. We are bound to get a little nasty. Stone Cold front slam there. And now Breaker trying to take out Stone Cold from behind, missing wildly. And now Stone Cold going to make him pay here as he tosses him right into the barricade. And now this is going to favor Stone Cold here at ringside, ladies and gentlemen. Just bringing that big fight to Breaker here. You cannot allow Breaker to get in your head whatsoever here. Back inside the ring we go. Stone Cold taking his time. Back inside the ring we go. Does he try to set up a stunner? He will not. He will go to the high risk district trying to eliminate Braun Breaker. This is about halfway across the ring. I don't know if he could hit this. We're about to find out. And he does. Halfway across the ring. Breaker getting hit like a missile. Is that enough to knock him out? Oh, close. 2.5. Stone Cold cannot believe it. Stone Cold now watches on as Cody Rhodes gets tagged into this ring. Stone Cold watching though as he's able to grab Cody and hit him with a scoop slam right in front of his team. Uh-oh. Stone Cold setting up for a possible stunner here to Cody. Cody Rhodes gets hit with a stunner. Stunner. Is that it? 2.5. Cody Rhodes stays in it. Obviously, Cody ate one of those on Friday Night SmackDown. And oh no, not again. Stone Cold looking to for sure put this away if he hits this. Another stunner. He is trying to eliminate Cody Rhodes. 1, 2, 3. And again, he has done it. He has eliminated Cody. He beat Cody on Friday. And he's eliminated Cody tonight. And now we got ourselves a 3-on-2 situation. You got Breaker and CM Punk, who've been at each other's throats for months, and now you got to try and see them work together tonight. Jawbreaker from Stone Cold, trying to keep himself in this matchup. Irish Whip misses out the way. Punk now going to try to... Punk not sure what he wants to do. Trying to see if he wants to get a tag, maybe take him out the corner. He took too long. Stone Cold now going to connect with these big punches. And a big knee right to the midsection area. That ain't going to feel too good. Uh-oh. CM Punk going to hit with the pile driver. Not many times we see pile drivers nowadays, ladies and gentlemen. As now Gunther gets tagged into the ring here. CM Punk barely moving, holding his neck. Gunther looking to pick up the scraps. There's a big frog splash there to CM Punk. Team Raw might be pulling away. Gunther looking to eliminate CM Punk here, especially if he hits this. Gunther, release powerbomb. 1, 2. No, Punk kicks out. How in the hell did he kick out? And Punk doing the right thing, rolling out of the ring, giving himself desperate seconds to keep himself alive right now. But right now, Gunther on the assault. Especially working on that midsection, not going to allow CM Punk to really recuperate too long. And right now the question is, does Punk try to get the tag here to Breaker? Because right now, Punk is desperate right now. He's in a bad, bad way. He's going to have to hit these guys with a couple go-to-sleeps real quickly if he wants to even have a chance of walking out victorious in this. Punk was able to reverse out of it. Here we go. Punk with that slap to the face there of Gunther. I don't know how wise that was, but we're about to find out. So he tosses Gunther into the corner. Stomping away. Slowly but surely trying to take it to Gunther. Sit out powerbomb. Not going to go for the pinfall off of it. Probably realizes there's not much he can do off that. And now here comes Braun Breaker. Obviously, Breaker would love to get his hands on Gunther after costing him the Undisputed Championship. Spear to Gunther. Is that going to be enough? Pinfall opportunity. Is Gunther going to be eliminated? 2, No, Gunther stays in it. And Breaker's got to be frustrated as all hell right now. And now CM Punk gets the opportunity. Does Punk unleash the go to sleep? We've already seen one tonight. But now he's going to go high risk. Does he think about the Macho Man Randy Savage elbow? Yes, he does. Right across the chest of Gunther. Pinfall. Referee getting in position, making sure the shoulders are down. 2. No, Gunther again kicking out. Those are big kickouts, ladies and gentlemen. And now you're seeing the frequent tags, and which is smart right now. Both men are fatigued as all hell right now. And Breaker gonna make Gunther pay. Devastating forearm strikes to the back of the neck. Those are knockout blows, ladies and gentlemen, if I do say so myself. And now gonna Irish whip. No, Irish whip into the other corner. Gunther has Breaker in the other corner. Does he get a tag? Yes, he does. That's smart by Gunther. Would have been an impossible elimination. And Aleister Black signaling the end is near. Misses the haluva kick of sorts. Doesn't work out in his favor. And now Breaker has to capitalize on that mistake from Aleister Black. And he does with that spine buster. And now here comes CM Punk. He's going to have to... These guys got to work together to eliminate instead of just continuing to hit one big maneuver, not be it, and then continue to tag. I understand tagging back and forth, but you got to hit a GTS. You got to hit a go to sleep. You got to hit something. And what Punk is doing right now, this is one of the steps to helping yourself out here, taking out the rest of the field. And Punk taking his sweet time. He's trying to decide on what he wants to do here. But is he wasting precious time not going right after Aleister Black? I'm just going to stomp away on that midsection, working on most of what he can here. Just going to try to rip it out of a socket. Oh my goodness. Oh, here comes Gunther. Punk better hurry up and get back in that ring. I guess not. Here comes Gunther. Oh my goodness, that spinning slam to CM Punk. And just like that, we might see our next elimination very, very quickly. Aleister Black still trying to figure out his arm right now. CM Punk is down and out here at ringside. If you're Aleister Black, try to crawl to the corner. Maybe get Gunther back in this matchup. I don't know, but something's got to give. Or if you're Breaker, grab CM Punk, put him in the ring to where he's in the corner with you so you can easily get a tag. But here we go, CM Punk, Aleister Black, back inside the ring. Black has him up and drops him right on his knee. Uh-oh. And now Aleister Black gonna go high risk. Looking. Uh-oh, what's he thinking? Oh, nice moonsault from Aleister Black. Pinfall opportunity. But Breaker right there. The dogs be barking, keeping him alive right now. Uh-oh, and Aleister Black has Breaker up, though. Knocking in too well for Breaker. Is right there on his throat. Breaker's trying to do everything in his power to keep this matchup even as possible here. Looks like Stone Cold might be picking up the scraps here. Stone Cold dragging him to the middle of this ring. Is this... Oh, I thought maybe... Well, I guess not going to go for the pinfall just yet. Face-to-face, man-to-man with these punches. And now going to connect with a gut-wrench suplex in the center of this ring. So, I mean, I don't know how much more Team SmackDown can take right now. This is Team Raw's match to win right now. As a big elbow halfway across the ring. Now I'm going to toss him into the corner. Going to look for maybe a tag here. Yes, he will. Aleister Black back inside. And bam! Just bounce him right off the boot of Aleister Black. And now Black going to go high risk, high reward. Double stop. No, misses. Punk now. Oh, but no. Punk a little bit slower in that. And now Black going to look to capitalize. No, maybe not. Punk, last second, is able to capitalize for himself. And this might be the last ditch effort to do it. Here comes Punk with another Macho Man elbow drop right across the chest. Here we go, pinfall, but it looks like Stone Cold right there to break it up once again. Now Punk gonna tag in Breaker, gonna allow maybe Breaker to hit this. Punk not hitting any GTSs right now is kind of hurting the group right here. Punk now gonna, or not Punk, but Breaker with a frog splash right to the sternum, right to the ribs. If you're Breaker, go for the pinfall. You gotta try to eliminate, guys. This is for all the marbles. We are tied 2-2, Raw and SmackDown. And right now in this matchup, it's a 3-on-2 situation at the moment. Let's look at Breaker with these haymakers galore right to the face of Aleister Black. And now into the corner we go. Let's see if we see some tag team maneuvers. Yes, we will. And for Punk and Breaker to be working with each other still in this matchup, I mean, that's quite impressive. And now Black, though, a little bit faster in the exchange here. And then a back suplex into the pinfall. Will this be enough to eliminate Punk? It is. And now we were down to 1. Now Breaker all fired up, though. Uh-oh. Big haymaker. But no! Spear out of nowhere. Spear from Breaker. Pinfall. 1, 2. Gunther taking the long route around and saves Aleister Black still. I mean, we were very close to seeing Becky Lynch doing that for SmackDown earlier on tonight, but Nia Jax was ultimately too much. So to Breaker, he can do it, but it is going to be very, very difficult to do that, especially with the 3 guys that you have in this ring: Gunther, Stone Cold, and Aleister Black. And the team captain flipping off Braun Breaker. He realizes they have this matchup in the bag. Is that enough? 1, 2, 3. Stone Cold Steve Austin, Team Monday Night Raw, leads Team Raw with the overall victory. It was 3-2. Team Monday Night Raw wins Survivor Series. If you do count the Judgment Day thing, they ultimately would be tied, but they are choosing not to. What a match. Team Raw dominated. You know, I'm very curious to see if Breaker wasn't a part of this and it was John Cena, if it would have made a big difference whatsoever at the end of the day. But ultimately, Team Raw was too much. And your 3 survivors of that matchup was Gunther, Aleister Black, and Stone Cold Steve Austin. We saw possible eliminations here and there, but it just did not work out in the favor. Team Raw kept on breaking up possible pinfalls and whatnot, but Team Monday Night Raw, they are victorious, and they walk out with the win tonight here to end Survivor Series. Randy Orton coming back out here to celebrate with his team. What a win, what a match, and what a night to end Survivor Series, ladies and gentlemen. What a night. What the hell? What? Who the hell is this? There's no way. There's no way. That is the Monster Abyss. Holy shit. The Monster Abyss. He's come from TNA, ladies and gentlemen. The Monster Abyss is here at Survivor Series. The rumors are true. He is here at Survivor Series. The question is, though, why is he out here? This dude is an absolute monster, an absolute freak. If you ever watched TNA, ladies and gentlemen, you are in for a world of hurt with this man. He is absolutely violent. He loves extreme matches. He is violent. And Stone Cold Steve Austin is still out here. If I'm him, I'm out of here. And I mean, look at Stone Cold. He's face to face. He's not backing down from this monster. But look at what he has. That is a spiked bat with nails in it. And if I remember correctly, it's Janice, his baseball bat. This hunk of wood is a baseball bat, and it's Janice laying out. He's taking it to Stone Cold Steve Austin. It's an absolute freak, and did you see it? It just busted open. Stone Cold Steve Austin. and a fall away slam. Oh my goodness. We are witnessing absolute destruction, chaos, whatever you want to see here on Survivor Series. You're seeing it here at Survivor Series. The monster Abyss comes from TNA. He is here and he's wreaking havoc on the WWE Hall of Famer. And again, just wrenching, just beating him off that table there, ladies and gentlemen. That is not going to be feeling too good. Talking about messages being sent, ladies and gentlemen. This is absolutely a message very well sent here. And again, what a maneuver. The monster Abyss has laid out one of the best WWE performers of all time. Abyss has taken out Stone Cold Steve Austin, not only with Janice, but he is beating him with the intention of not having much left in store for him. And now, right there in the back of the head as well. And again, just for good measure, again, Abyss has taken out the Texas Rattlesnake here in Toronto, Canada. What a shocking end to Survivor Series. But I'm being told we gotta head to the back. There's another monster in the back, apparently. Wait a second. We are definitely back here, and look at this. Cody Rhodes, the Great Khali. Not the interaction you'd probably see in 2025, but Cody Rhodes having to deal with this. This is the very first time ever we're seeing Cody Rhodes having to deal with the Great Khali. Oh my goodness, he's trying to smash in the head of Cody Rhodes here. He's trying to smash it apart here. He's trying to pick it apart. Oh my goodness. Just taking the life out of Cody Rhodes there. As he tosses him again, breaking that absolute pillar that was blocking him off. And thankfully, Great Khali doesn't toss him off of it, but Jesus, what in the hell are we witnessing here? Trying to toss him off the thing, but luckily again, Great Khali has something else in mind. Probably nothing better here. As he tosses him right up against that. Again, as a leg drop. We are just witnessing absolute destruction, ladies and gentlemen. Great Khali trying to end Cody Rhodes here. And now, oh, from behind this time. He did it in front. Now he's doing it from behind. Just trying to suffocate Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes. It is already a tough night for Cody and company on SmackDown here tonight. Great Khali sending a message, ladies and gentlemen. And it seems like he's back. He's back here in WWE. Cody's on SmackDown. Does this mean anything? Does this mean that the Great Khali is coming to SmackDown? Or is the Great Khali just happen to be the first man he can find? But no, Cody Rhodes through the LED light display. Holy cow, we have out of time, ladies and gentlemen. We'll see you on Raw after Survivor Series.